right, beautiful people. Like we said earlier, right, and we've said pretty much every single day during Black History Month, we are going to be joined by some amazing, powerful, heavyweight thinkers. You know what I'm saying? People who are really contributing to the conversation and doing things, not just talking, but doing things. You know what I'm saying? And today, we're joined by one of the UK's leading voices on money, mindset, and generational wealth. This is a man who's made it his mission to shift the culture from survival to strategy. You know what I'm saying? You've seen him on TV, you heard him across major platforms, and read his insights on how we can build, how we can protect, and how we can also pass on wealth in a system that was never designed for us, right? He's a financial advisor, he's an entrepreneur, he's an educator, but above all, he's someone who genuinely understands the struggles and the dreams of the Black community. Please welcome our good brother.
Let me add to that as well.
Okay.
Most important last. And his hairline's intact with no spray. No spray whatsoever. I've been examining the whole time. There's no spray.
What's your secret?
God is good.
All the time. God is good.
Welcome our good brother, Emmanuel Asuquo. Come on.
What's this? Is it this one, Gene?
Like it.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you for coming, man. Look, there's so many different things that we could talk about. I don't even know where to start fully, right? But I know the conversation, especially when it comes to the Black community, is always around generational wealth. How can we make money? How can we do X, Y, Z, right? But before we get there, because to me, not to make this about myself, right? But when it comes to creating that foundation and understanding where we actually exist in this so-called political climate, right? I always say, let's not be tethered to any political party, right? Because I feel like none of them have us in mind anyway. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. We're not their priority. We're only, 3-4%, so
This is it.
you don't really matter to them.
So for somebody who's getting that realization right now, right, what would you say is their first step to actually doing something so that they're less tethered to the parties and actually are making constructive moves to building something for themselves?
Yeah, I think for us, especially us, the biggest...
Closer.
I think for us, the biggest thing that we can really look at and understand that we have power is our culture. So I do talks all across the country. I do private schools and everybody sounds like Chunks and Nella Rose and like our culture has sold. But for the longest time, we're not the ones selling it. And so finally, we have to understand that we have to reclaim it and actually make sure we are monetizing us. Because for too long, we have been happy being cool. You understand?
Yep.
They'll tell us we're the coolest.
Yep.
Like, they love our but we don't own anything. Like, I'd rather be a neek and have ownership than be cool and be a slave to the owners. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I feel like this is where we have to actually we have to be uncomfortable with the fact that we don't own anything and say, actually, what am I going to own? Whether that's a business, whether that's property, whether that's stocks, like we have to own something. We can't keep making these companies make money and we have no say in it and no benefit from it. Yeah. Like if they're going to sell our culture, then we need to at least have shares in the company. At least have ownership. And so that's where we have to be. And I feel like one of the biggest problems for us is that we're in a place where we like to have 100% of nothing.
Yes.
Yeah. So we love that one, I'm on my own, I'm grinding, I'm ignoring everybody. And then all of a sudden we're on the internet, we're just holding the keys.
Yeah.
And then everybody's in the comments like, well done, bro. I hardly ever see an Asian man do this thing. It's like, that's like saying, do I breathe? It's normal to them.
Yeah.
I wanna get money, I'm gonna buy a yard. That's even if you only own one, it's even embarrassing. Yeah. Until you've maybe got 3 or 4 before you start telling people about. And that's because they buy together. Do you understand? They're not buying alone. Yeah. And so it's actually us getting to the point where we say, who can we bring in? And again, you can't choose your family. Sometimes our siblings are misdemeanors. Do you understand? They're not the ones, but we can put ourselves in environments where we can connect because our money is stronger together than on its own.
What shift in the mindset needs to happen though?
Yeah, what did you have a shift?
I think for me it was exposure. Okay. So I became a financial advisor, youngest financial advisor in Barclays in the country at 22.
Come on.
At 22, in Chelsea, I'm in Mayfair, I'm in Canary Wharf. I'm sitting down and I'm at 22 giving advice to people that are 40, 50, 60 on how do we turn 2 million into 3 million into 5 million. I'm like, and I'm going back to my council estate in Tower Hamlets, my mum's yard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that exposure made me realize there's something different. There's a whole nother life out here that we're not having access to. And then again, what I had to realize is I had a choice. Do I stay in my comfort zone and stay in this banking industry and be the only black and be the unicorn everywhere I go? E-man, you're a unicorn. Or do I say, actually, my people need to know this? And if that means that actually I need to give up, which I did, give up my company car, give up my company credit card, give up my bonuses, and then go onto social media to teach my people. Yeah. And everyone tell me, oh, you want to give financial advice to poor people? Not a good business model. But now those same people, I'm their claim to fame. It's one of those things where we have to understand that we have to go somewhere, get it, and then bring it back to us, rather than be comfortable being the only one in the room.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How did you... Because everything you've just said, is, to me, screaming selflessness, Because that's a big thing to give up for your people who you already know were stubborn.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be as smooth sailing. How did you manage to leave that comfort behind?
You know what it was is that I guess for me, I was never happy just being the only one. Like, some men are happy. They can just be, they see it like it makes me feel sick. Yeah. Like, because why are we here having these powerful conversations and the only person I can vibe with is the person bringing us water in the meeting room? Yep. Do you understand? Yep. I'm going to events and the only people I can chill with are the ones in the cloakroom.
Bro.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Dark, literally.
Yeah.
Because nobody else is my age mate. Remember, I'm 22. The average age of a financial advisor when I first started was 50.
Wow.
So every single person I worked with could be my mum or dad.
Yeah.
Did they look at you differently? Did you ever deal with, because you were the youngest in the room, did you, and obviously you're black, did you deal with a lot of like, I can imagine.
I had to change the way I walk, change the way I talk. Started wearing walk. Because obviously I'm from ends. I walk with a little limp. Like, I didn't even know that I did until they told me that. Right, you can't walk like that. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I had to change. I started wearing cardigans and I had to wear, like, do you understand? I had to make because I have to make these people feel comfortable. Do you understand? Because these are going to be my clients. And so, and I had to change the way I talk. I had to start. I used to watch this program, Made in Chelsea. You understand? Wow. I watch programs like that. These men are like so I could try and learn a few things so that when I'm in conversation with the clients, we can relate on something because I'm from a totally different world. And then I just realized that this is too fake. I'm two people every single day. Yeah. Because I still got to go back to my council estate afterwards. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't want to be there. I want more. Do you know what I mean?
It's difficult being two people.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult.
Welcome to be a mixed race.
Jinx, yeah.
I can't even believe you even brought it today. The lows that you went to. Like,
that's giving main character syndrome. Because how did we get there?
Sorry.
But I think also is that I'm blessed because I feel like I made that sacrifice and it worked out. There are probably people that have tried to make a similar sacrifice and it didn't work out. So I never take it for granted that the place that I'm at, the people I get to see, the fact that when BBC or ITV or Channel 4 want to talk about finance, they phone me and say, man, can you come on the TV? Yeah. Like, even Barclays that I started with, did they not let me go? When I left, nobody cried. Yeah, I see. And then how many years later, I got a platform. They were like, we want you to be our ambassador for our content.
Of course they do. 2
years in a row. 6 figures. They never paid me 6 figures when I was there. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? They wouldn't need to.
Because knowledge don't necessarily equal money, I suppose, isn't it?
This is what I'm trying to say.
So when you had the notoriety, you're worth that.
Now you're worth it. And so the point is for me is that I get to do what I love every single day. But it was a sacrifice. Telling my wife, especially when I got 4 youths. And there was a point where we had 3 under 4. Wow. Jesus. And I'm out here paving the streets trying to, no, people, we need to do different. Going to different churches, talking for free, no money. When I first started, there's no money. I'm talking for free at every church that will open the door. Women's groups, men's groups, youth groups. I'm going to charities, all of this type of stuff, just trying to get out there that, listen, we got to get ownership. We got to do better with money. There's no money coming in. I'm coming back to my wife. She's like, what have you done to us? When I married you, there was a Mercedes outside. Now you're on the train. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But look at where we are now. I feel like you've got to have a vision bigger than your situation.
Big up the wife.
Come on.
Sorry.
Yeah, for
No,
real.
definitely big
Do
up.
you know why? Because the next question I'm gonna ask is, how do you feel like your partner and your wife has also contributed to like the success that you have now?
I wouldn't even have it without my wife. So
Clack it.
Big her up.
Excuse me, Brent. I need the thank you. Clack it.
so I always tell this story. So when I started, like I said, I was doing talks at churches because I grew up in church. So that was my in. I know we will go to youth groups, go to different churches. So I always knew someone in a different church. I say, like, can you speak to your pastor? Let me come down and talk. So, but I was waiting and it got quiet. And my wife was like, stop it. Like, just do an event and then start social media. I'm from an era where we were like, we talk in person. We don't, it wasn't cool to have Instagram as a man. Do you understand? Like Instagram was, at my time is mainly for girls and that. Do you understand? So my wife, she makes cakes. So she already had a Instagram platform. She's like, I'm gonna set up your account. One of my friends, she's got a radio show. I'm gonna go on a radio show, talk about your event. And so I would never have done it. When my wife believed in me, I was like, if you believe, then I can go. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That's the power of having a partner. Do you understand? In this life is that you don't. I don't need to. I don't need to wait for nobody else. I've married this woman. It's us against the world. So she says, "Boom, you've got it. I've got it." And here we are today. Do you know what I mean?
You see, you're the youngest financial advisor. What kind of led you into that path? What sparked your interest to want to do that?
So, So basically, I grew up in Tower Hamlets, around here. So it was mad. Coming to the studio was actually crazy for me because I'm driving on streets that I used to.
You drove?
Oh, no, I didn't drive Uber, but the Uber took me on streets that I'm like, wow, this is where I used to live. I live in Bromley now. Nice, it's leafy.
Nice, South Side.
But obviously, East London's where Tower Hamlets where I grew up. So I grew up in Limehouse. So Limehouse is E14. It's the same postcode as Canary Wharf. So imagine you're on a council estate. You're growing up in poverty. And yet you share the same postcode with Barclays, HSBC, JP Morgan. And so I used to get in trouble for leaving a light on in the kitchen. Because I'm a man that when I get my food, I'm just thinking about the food. I've lost myself. Do you know what I mean? And I will get in a big trouble for leaving a light on in the kitchen. And yet, when I look out the window at night, all the lights are on in Canary Wharf. Yeah. So I said to myself, these men must be rich because they can leave the lights on. So I said, I've got to get over there. And that just became my vision board. Those buildings became my vision board. I don't got no uncle, no auntie, no not. But I just said, I've got to get over there. I got a job in Marks and Spencer's in Canary Wharf, 5 a.m. in the morning. Used to go there. Then I used that to get a job as a cashier at Barclays.
And then use Marks and Sparks to get a job at Barclays.
Yeah, because that's people forget this. It's the same skill.
I went from Marks and Sparks to Sainsbury's, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So I used the it's customer service, right? So I used the customer service experience at Marks and Spencer's to get a customer service role at the bank. And then
I did M&S too.
Yeah. And M&S get rated a lot because they know their customer service at M&S's levels. And it is one of the training that we go through when you work at M&S, you know, customer comes first. It's very customer centric. You've got to make the customer feel different because they know what the prices are. So you've got to bring the value. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like what you're gonna get in Tesco and that. No disrespect to Tesco, but you know the levels is there. So Barclays was at that time when banks were hiring and that they were looking for that. So that's how I got into Barclays. Then once I got in the room, I never heard of a financial advisor before, but I loved a film called Paid in Full. And when my man came out of the prison, he was in a Saab.
Or BBSs.
So you understand? Yeah. So when I've come, I was at the branch and then this guy comes and he's got a Saab. I said, how'd you get this Saab? He said, oh yeah, it's my company car. I'm a financial advisor. I said, boom, I'm a financial advisor. I said, that's it. I'm going to be a financial advisor. And literally I won awards for customer service. And this is why I always say, like, education-wise, at that time, I wasn't great in school. And it's mad because I literally spend my life educating people now. But I wasn't great in school. Not because I wasn't motivated, because I thought I had other things I was going to do. But customer service-wise, people, I love people. I could always get on with people. At them times when I used to be a cashier, people used to stop and queue and wait. Remember we only had 1 hour lunch break? They would still stand there and wait for me to serve them rather than rush out the bank.
I swear.
That was a level of service that I used to relate to my customers. And so I won awards for customer service and then they literally said, what job do you want? And I said, I want to be a financial advisor. And boom, that was it.
Wow.
Amazing.
What made you, because like there's people that will be from where you're from, but they don't look at it the way you look at it. So a lot of people use where they're from as an excuse for why they don't get anywhere.
Yeah.
What do you think made you not do that and use your window as your vision board?
I'm Nigerian. It's different. Like, and I know it sounds mad, yeah, but only Nigerians understand. Like, there is no excuse. It doesn't matter what you can have 1 leg, 2 leg, whatever you got to make it work. You got to win. There's no, otherwise you're an embarrassment to your community. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Your parents want to brag about you at the party. And so you need to give them a reason to brag. And if you can't do it in school, you better go and find something else to do. And literally, I was thinking about it yesterday. Like, my dad recently passed, and I feel like part of the reason why it was so painful was that I spent most of my life just trying to show this guy believe in me. Like, you know, like them ones. Like my mum always spoke words of encouragement, and Emmanuel, you're my pension. Like, I've heard that before I even knew what a pension was. She was telling me I'm a pension. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be something. But my dad was always like, look at your grades. Look at like you're an embarrassment.
Balance.
Do you know what I mean? And so it was always like I wanted to prove to him, and I finally proved to him, and we finally got close. This last like 10, 15 years, I'm married, I've got kids, he's got his grandkids. This man, he's over the moon. And then God took him. It's just painful. Like, it's just like, we're finally here. But that is the thing about when you're Nigerian, it's just like, there's no excuse. Doesn't matter where you start from, you must win.
That's one thing that I commend Nigerians for, and I say this all the time, that you lot have a lot of pride, right? And sometimes it's not good, but I feel like when it comes to like work ethic, grades, like in school, like in college, everybody that was a genius was Nigerian, like that was black. Even uni, the people that went to like the elite unis, Nigerian. Do you get what I mean? Even after we all left uni, and you're kind of like seeing where people are at and what jobs people are doing and stuff, especially when it came to the men. The men in particular, all the men who I left school with who like are doing really, really well, but all Nigerian. Yeah. So I definitely think that plays a role. Like, it's when you're in it, it's painful, right? And it's annoying because you don't want that discipline from your parents. Yeah. But like, when you're on the other side, you have to be so grateful that you had that kind of firm hand at home. Yeah. Because it definitely helps.
But then I feel like I don't know what's happened, because now when I look at a lot of the man them on road, when I'm seeing this person got arrested, I'm seeing bare Nigerian names. I'm like, what's gone wrong? Where have we gone?
I feel like also, remember, I don't know how old you are, but like...
I'm 40.
Okay, I'm 36. So I feel like the younger generation now, like... So for example, when I look at like my mum and me and my sister have got like a 12-year age gap, right? Yeah. And
older or younger?
Younger. And my parents have, like, they got a lot more lenient when it got to her because they're tired.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's like, now it's my job was to raise her, if you get what I mean. So like, whenever my sister does anything wrong, it's always tell your sister. And I'm always like, she's not my child. She's yours. But it's always tell your sister. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's like, I feel like they kind of got more lenient and more tired and just...
More westernized as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Because we had the whole parentification conversation there Friday. And that's not culturally Nigerian or Afro-centric or whatever the word is. So I think we're becoming more westernized. Because even my mum lets my brothers get away with murder.
Yeah, it's a different time, man.
When I got shot 4 times by my mum when I was growing up. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, not literally. I saw your eyes.
I was like, whoa. Because you're Caribbean, right? Because anything can happen. You know, like, that way there. Like, I have to make sure.
We got a question from someone in the chat. Zyme says, how do you not have a quarter-life crisis starting certain career levels early?
What do you mean? A crisis starting certain levels early?
Like starting, some people, starting again is scary, innit? Because you're starting from a place of, I don't know. So you left what you was working of what you know, which was comfort, to completely jump into something you don't know, which is very brave. That a lot of people don't have that bravery.
I think it's one of those things where it's different, right? So I've been there. So I've worked in the bank. I've got the nice job. I ordered my car. Do you understand? BMW 3 Series, black, cream interior, M Sport. Like, they delivered it. They delivered it on a van, 17 on the clock, like, just to test it. Like, they delivered it on a truck, offloaded it. Like, I've had these experiences at 22. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, imagine driving in Catford, like, Catford. How many times I got stopped by Popo. What is this little boy doing in this big car?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, check it. It's me. Like, show them my business card. This is me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so for me, it was like, I've been there, I've seen that, but I know that I can't do this alone. Like, it just didn't feel right for me. And then at the same time, it's like, actually, what do you stand for? Because I could stay in corporate and make all this money, but when I'm gone, what's my legacy? I'm just another black boy in corporate.
Yeah.
But now, like, God forbid anything happen. But if I go now, I know that there are people who have bought property because they watch. I've never met them. They bought because they watch my videos. Yeah. There are people that are now investing because they watch. There are people that now started businesses because there are people that are now financial advisors today. There are people that are financial content creators literally today because I decided to take that leap. That's legacy.
Yeah, facts.
No one can ever take that from me.
Facts.
Whereas just staying in corporate for me and getting a paycheck, and nobody knows my name, and I'm having to change the way I speak, and when I want to say, I can't even take gel off to work. These men are sniffing around like, oh, that smells exotic. Are you okay? When you was eating cheese and pickle, was I disturbing you? Like, do you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I just didn't enjoy. Corporate wasn't for me in that sense, especially at that time. Like, they literally wanted me to be a middle-aged white man as I'm a black man at 22. It didn't make sense. So for me, it was like starting again was exciting. Yeah. Actually, I can start with my own rules. And this is why I tell people also, like, a lot of men are in job, but you're not learning. I started my own business, literally. Everything I did when I was at Barclays. Yeah. the suppliers that we used, how much I charged, what my business card looks like, the products, the services. I literally went to work to learn how to do it for myself. Yeah. And this is why people don't respect their job. You're at your job. Remember, somebody had a dream and now they can pay you for your time. Like, someone had a dream to create a company and now that company can afford you 8-9 hours a day. Yeah. Why are you not dreaming? So, like, actually now it's about me dreaming and thinking, what can I do to change my life? Do you know what I mean? Actually take what I've learned from you, rather than just stay in your system and say, actually, how do I create my version of this? It doesn't have to be as big. I don't need to be as big as Barclays in order to have a good life. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes we focus on numbers and followers, and this means nothing. Yeah. Like, for me, it's about impact. I know if I go out and there's about 20, 30 black people, one of them know who I am. Yeah. Or one of them seen a video. Yeah. Forget the numbers of followers I've got on social media. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. That's what it's about. It's about challenging the narrative. And so that's why I feel like it's exciting when you can start again. Yeah.
Question, sorry. What age did you leave Barclays?
I left Barclays at around, I think I was 24, 25. Yeah, I left just before we got made redundant.
Oh.
That is annoying.
Does that mean you missed out on money?
I missed out on a lot of money because I remember I was there from cashier. So they would have paid me so I missed out on a big paycheck there. However, everybody got made redundant, right? So then everybody was looking for a job. Luckily, I had already gone into a new job. Yeah. So when everybody was struggling to find, I was already there. Yeah. So yeah, that was good. But yeah, so I left. I left then. But then I went to another bank. Then I went to another bank. Then I left banks. Then I went to a place called St. James's Place. You might have heard of them. It was probably the worst decision I ever made in my life. But I learned so much, and that's why sometimes I feel like, Nelson Mandela, like, I don't lose. I just learn. It's a learning experience. Yeah. And that's why for me, I'm not afraid to fail. I look at failure like, okay, cool, I've learned a new way not to do it. Do you know what I mean?
That's the only way you're gonna know.
That's the only way. Yeah. How am I gonna know? Like, but some of us, we're so scared to fail, and we live in this bubble of perfection. Perfection is fake. Like, whoever you admire, whoever you look up to, they have failed along the way. There's been mistakes along the way, and that's what makes you better.
They don't show you that.
Well, they're not going to show you that. How? And also, when they were making those mistakes, you didn't even know who they were. Yep. So how would they even show you? They didn't have a platform. Yeah. Do you understand? To even show you. So we only get to see people typically when they've started to have a buzz, when they've learned their stride, when they've learned their patterns and how to do stuff. Do you know what I mean? That's when we see you. But when you was like in the gym, do you know what I mean? Training and missing, we didn't see that. But when you start to score and you have success, now we're like, oh, you're good, and we want to follow. We want to be involved. So we missed that part of the process.
Sorry, Manuel. What's St. James Place?
So St. James's Place is the biggest financial advice firm in the UK. So they basically are like a platform where loads of different small financial, because with financial advice is regulated, right? So as a financial advisor, you're regulated by the FCA. So to be able to practice, you either go directly authorized, so you go directly between you and the FCA, or you find a network in between. So the network, I'll speak to the FCA, and then they tell you the rules to follow. And as long as you follow the rules within the network, you're protected. So St. James's Place is the biggest. They've got the most advisors. They make the most money. They're the biggest in the country. They've got the nice offices, the glossy, the business card. When you see the card, the card is heavy. That's serious paper there.
Yeah.
And they've got the nice offices and so forth. They charge the most fees. They're out there. So they're the biggest.
And you said it was the worst decision in your life.
Remember, they're all individual firms. So the firm I joined, it was atrocious. It was the pits. Like I'm talking, we had to pay for appointments. And then the way they would book the appointments for us is just tell the person, we've got an advisor that's in your building, like, because they would just call all the top banks in the city and just say, we've got an advisor in your building, he's meeting some other people, would you like to have a meeting? You go there, they might cancel. You go there, I'm just gonna go out for a cigarette, and you're trying to pitch financial advice outside with your laptop and your it was absolutely atrocious. And then when I left, they were like, oh, you owe us money. If you don't pay, we're gonna take you to court. So I had to pay for years. I had to pay them back the money so it was just a bad experience compared to when I was in the bank. And in the bank, I was no one could touch me in the bank because I was a cashier. So I know all the systems. So when I was in the bank, the reason I did so well is I could literally go behind the cashier, tell them to switch the screens, and I would just pick customers out. I could take clients from the line because I understood. I was a cashier. I've done that. When I've gone out now self-employed and you haven't got the brand behind you, it's totally different. So I had to learn how to build a brand, how to, and this is how I do my thing now.
Do you feel like sometimes one of the biggest barriers for, I guess, people in our community to get to that financial freedom pursuit, right, is because people are aware of how hard it is, or because more so they just don't know the first step to take?
Nah. The biggest barrier for us is the fact that we have been raised with a scarcity mindset. Remember I said, have you ever been got in trouble for leaving the light on? Have you ever been told for leaving the water on? For the TV being on and not? We have been trained from home that everything is limited. There's a finite amount. And so because of that, we have a limited belief already on what we think we can achieve and what we can do and what's possible. And that's trained from home, not on purpose, because that's all they know. Like, I never want to blame any of our parents. They can only give you what they were told, right? But but that is passed down, and so we are passing down that there's limitations. Whereas my man Stevie, do you understand? From Leeds, he's being told, go on, you could do whatever. There's more. There's abundance. And so your mindset in regards to what you think you can go out and get is completely different. And so when you now talk about wealth and investing, it feels like, I'm just trying to hold on to the little that I've got. Because that's all I was told. That's why most of us will have, if we have money, we'll put into a savings account. But you don't realize that your savings account over the long term is the only way to guarantee that you're going to lose money. In your mind, you're telling yourself that I'm putting my money in my savings account and I'm saving and my money is going to grow and it's safe.
For a rainy day.
But what you don't understand is that to guarantee that you're going to lose money, leave money in a savings account, because we have learned money from a visualization. We've learned money how we look at it. Money is not based on what you look at. If I had £10,000 20 years ago, what it could do 20 years ago and what it can do today are completely different. So you can tell yourself, I've still got £10,000. No, you haven't. You probably got about £3,000. Do you understand? Because that's what it can do. But you're looking at it as the number. And that's how we've been taught. But actually, money is only a value when you go to use it.
100%.
Not when it's in your account.
You know how crazy? Sorry, that's just spun my head because you're right.
100% right. That's the best way to look at it.
Can we stay here for just a wee moment? You said something kind of wild to a lot of people. So we shouldn't have savings accounts?
You should have savings accounts.
All right, let's.
But you should only have savings accounts for your emergencies. So you should have an emergency fund, typically 3 to 6 months of your outgoings. So let's say your outgoings are £2,000 a month. You should have at least £6,000 in it. Maybe add a little on top. Let's say 10K. After that, everything else must be invested. Everything else must be invested. Your money has to work for you. The whole point of a savings account is for an emergency. You don't care that actually that £10,000 is going down in value, because I know in an emergency I can get that. So that when I put my money in the market, when I put my money in my business, when I put my money in this property, if an emergency comes, I don't need to now go and sell that potentially at a loss because I've got this. That's what an emergency. It's not about making money.
Exactly.
It's about in an emergency, I can leave my investments. That's why we start with an emergency fund so that we build that. So our investments, when we start investing, we can let it grow and build over the longer term.
Yeah.
That's the only reason for cash. Other than that, you need to be investing.
Thank you.
And in regards to investments, what would you advise for someone who's like new?
Someone who's new.
Other than TNB.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
exactly.
So one of and again, this is where it becomes powerful. So when you talk about something like having an SCIS, for example, which is what you guys have done, a seed, it's a structure that allows you to invest in UK businesses. So we as financial advisors, we recommend this for our clients. We've been recommending it for years.
Oh, sick.
So basically what happens is that you get a check back from the government for the tax that you paid.
Yep.
So let's say I've paid £20,000 in tax. I could put in £40,000 into the investment, and I could get that £20,000 that I spent in tax back as a check from HMRC.
Come on.
And then obviously you've got the investment that you put in, it can go up in value. If it goes out, you've got loss relief, which means that the next time that you invest and make money, you can say, oh, before you try and tax me on that, I made a loss over here, and I can use my loss to offset it when I make money. So really, I think it's something like you're like almost like 90% protected.
Yeah.
Come
You know what I
on.
mean?
Yeah.
So so for every pound you put in, really only about 10 pence is actually at risk because you've got 50% coming back from HMRC, and then you've got loss relief on the other amount that you put in. So those types of investments are great, but that's not where you start. Please have your emergency fund first. Yeah? And then we look at, if you're looking at longer term, what are you doing today that your future self will thank you for? So pensions. Now, I am not a fan of pensions, yeah? But I understand that fundamentally, we need to have something for our retirement.
Yeah.
So be putting in between 10 to 15% into your pension. That includes what you put in, what your company puts in, what the government put in, yeah? So if you're on a typical pension, you put in 5%, your company puts in 3%, the government puts in, that will get you around 10%. All right, so you should be okay. If not, you can. If you want to put more, top it up. But remember, pensions. The reason I don't like pensions is that you're not in control of when you can take it. When I started as a financial advisor, you could get your pension at 50.
Yeah.
Then they moved it to 55.
Yeah.
Now it's 57. It's going to 58. They're already talking about 60. Yeah. So what we don't want to do is you tell me you want to retire at 50, but you put all your money in an investment that now you can't get till 60. What do we do for that 10-year gap?
Yeah.
So we can't over leverage into pension,
Yeah.
but especially my higher rate taxpayers, especially once you start earning over 100K, pensions become a necessity.
Yeah.
You have this country, the way it's made, once you earn over 100K, salary sacrifice into pension, unfortunately, I'm sorry, you have no choice.
Yeah.
Because not only do you start to pay 60% tax at that point, but also you then lose your childcare vouchers if you then got children and you want to use that to take them to go for their childcare. So yes, pensions are useful there, but don't over leverage into pensions. Then we've got ISAs. So you would use your cash ISA for your emergency fund. So now you want to start looking at a stocks and shares ISA. Now what we see is that most people will do S&P 500. It's been wonderful.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful for years. Average 10% a year. For the last 30, 40 years, it's been wonderful. But in today's society with Trump, we just saw last week, this guy knocked off 1.2 trillion.
Yeah.
Trillion just by his tariff, talking about his tariff. You are not geographically diversified in just the S&P 500. You are 100% in America. So Trump is literally controlling your money.
Yeah.
So it's really important to look at more diversified index funds.
Like an all cap.
Like an all cap or a world fund. So Fidelity's got a really good world fund that I always recommend for starters. AJ Bell's got a good global fund. So you want something that's world or global. You want something that has... Now, even with a world or global, 60-70% is still America.
Exactly, yeah.
Let's be honest, the biggest companies in the world are American. But at least you're a bit more diversified. So that's really, 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 really important. That's a good place to get started and putting money in regularly there and then build up from there.
I think you've hit like everything, but I'm trying to, I hope I'm not sounding some sort of way, but I feel as though we might have gone quick on particular things,
Yeah.
right? Can we go back to the pension thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So like you said, when you get above a particular tax bracket, it makes sense to put more money. So basically, just to explain to people, that's basically so that you're not getting taxed crazy on your income. You put it into your pension to reduce your income, basically.
Yes.
So you're getting taxed less.
Get more of your money in it, and
Yes.
so you get less of it.
Like you, I'm also not a big fan of the pension things for exactly the same reason you said, and also because your life could change. You may feel like, wait a minute, all that money's locked up over there, and I have no access to it.
And I think they charge you if you want to take money out early, and it could be wild.
You can't even take it out.
You can't take it out early.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The only people that can take it out early are like footballers where they're like certain where their career is shorter, right? Because of their age. Though there are specific pensions where they can, but most pensions you can't touch it.
Good morning, K Price. How are you?
Morning. I'm not too bad. I know I haven't been on here in quite a while just because I've had personal stuff going on, but also last month I finally went Ghana, so
Pick up you.
that I needed that did all right for me.
Amazing.
But I just wanted to comment in, and also I'm gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass as I usually am when I get on here, but Emmanuel, my man, I really appreciate the advice you're giving people. I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense, and I think what you're saying is really like handy in there, especially because I think what I like about how you're saying it is it's not just seen as an individual thing, it's also addressing, like, you know, we're in Britain and there's particulars to Britain as well that you know, sometimes when people talk about this stuff and it comes to like, oh, we need to get money, you know, focusing on wealth and money and things like that, they only just look at it as like as if it's an individual problem and not much else. But I have a question, speaking on the thing I might lay it out for me a bit. But I'm a brother who's neurodiverse, right? And in Britain, it's like what, 15% of people who have disabilities, or I've heard the numbers change from 50 to exactly from 15 to exactly half, are in like paid employment. I'm not saying this like I haven't worked before, even though they were both brief, but it's been a very challenging history and time for me as far as trying to look for work and use what resources are there to try and get into it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, in a certain sense, as much as I feel like this is applicable in a certain sense because of my particular situation, and there's a lot of other people in this, I kind of feel a bit left out in that sense. But also, it's funny hearing you talk about, you know, parental expectation and all this sort of thing. It's because, like, I would say I'm a brother who's Jamaican Ghanaian, right? So you can already say there's like there's the cultural like clash there in terms of what is expected of me and how to do it. But I would say, I think in terms of that pressure you was talking about to do that, and I'm really, it hurt to hear you say that about your thing with your father. But I think it's not just like trying to do well, but I think in a certain sense it's because, you know, it's that thing of, oh, you know, if you do, it's that vindication thing of, if you do it well, that's gonna shut the racists up. That's gonna prove them that, like, no, you're not like them, the people, and whatever else. But also, it's like, I've never liked that saying of like you have to do twice as much for half of what other people got, because it always still comes back to you. And for somebody like me with my conditions, I feel like I'm not working twice as much. If anything, I'm working 4 times, 5 times as much. So does that mean I have to work 5 times as much for a fifth? Don't exactly fly right, you know what I'm saying?
So
I'm just saying. So I just thought I'd bring those up, just to ask, like, what do you think in your regard, especially for maybe not just neurodivergent people, but for, say, Black people, as far as if they've got other things affecting them that they don't really have control on. How would that help and such?
Yeah, I love that. I think it's very important. I think for me, this is where business comes in. Like at the end of the day, like I told you, I worked in corporate. When I was in corporate, I was undervalued. When I was in corporate, they wanted me to work in a certain way, do certain things. I wasn't at my best. I didn't feel like I could be the best version of myself to be the best version that they wanted me. So then I started business. I think it's really important to understand value. So even as someone that's neurodiverse, you can create value for people from that have that as well.
Yeah.
And they'll pay you for that value.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when we think about business, we think about these big constructions and limited companies itself. Like, bro, it's about how do I add value? If I can add value to someone, they will pay me for the value I can add. And if I don't know how to add value, then first I need to add value to myself, to learn a skill, and then I can bring it out there. So if you are saying, listen, nobody wants to employ me, then employ yourself. That's why it's called self-employed. It's about you looking at what can I do to create value. And remember, we're now in the age of internet. Your customer doesn't have to even be in London, doesn't have to be in the UK. Your customer can be anywhere in the world. Yeah. So you got to tap into that.
I'm with you as far as the self-employment thing, but don't you think that would be just, in a sense, taking a person out from one thing with its own set of problems and putting them into like another environment with its own different things that you have to be cautious and mindful of?
So are you saying you don't want problems?
No, I'm not saying you don't want it, but it's just weighing it up and how to approach them in a way that works for me, you know?
So what I'm saying is that
Does that make sense?
kind of, but not really. What I'm trying to say to you is if you're telling me I'm going out there, I know the value I can bring, and nobody's gonna hire me, so I can't just sit and wait because every month bills need to be paid. Every month I need to be moving forward. I need to be doing something. My life can't be defined on whether someone thinks I'm good enough or not. So now what I'm saying to you is that you now need to then go and say, well, if no one's gonna hire me, I'm gonna hire myself. And I'm gonna create something that's gonna create value to a community or to people, and they'll pay for that value. And then that will give you me. Sometimes it's not about money. Sometimes it's about purpose. Sometimes it might be actually, you know what? I'll start a foundation. I'll start a charity. In fact, this neurodiverse thing, I think I've been suffered so much by it that I'm gonna start something in this space to try and help other people so that when they come up, they haven't got to go through that.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So what I'm saying is that if you can't get employed, employ yourself, make a difference, add value, and money will follow.
All right. Well, all I can just say is I've tried to do that. I've definitely, and I still am really, because it's just trying to make sure that I keep active and also keep the gears working and everything. But at a certain point, I feel like I think the issue is it just felt like I was sort of spinning, just spinning wheels. Like, what's the expression I remember somebody say? Like, I was just looking busy for the boss. Like I'm doing things to keep myself active and everything, but it's not like I'm getting anywhere. Not saying, don't create anything for value. You bang on with that, man. But it's just, I must sound like I'm rambling anyway.
What's the gentleman's name, Brent?
K Price.
Don't beat yourself up as well, K
man.
Price. Because remember, think about this. You've gone Ghana, bro. You think I've been anywhere this year? You get what I'm saying? Like, direct debits are kicking my ass. So sometimes I think when we listen to stuff, we do like whataboutism, innit? So not every single piece of content.
I did, but why the stress in terms of trying to get it done, trying to get
you did it though, bro. You did it.
Was mad.
You did it though.
I did it, yeah.
And you're capable of anything, man. I know you're neurodiverse and stuff, but I want to go somewhere. I ain't got the funding right now. Do you get what I mean? So don't beat yourself up, man.
A lot of people don't. So I'm not gonna. I'm lucky that I was able to do that, because I know a lot of people don't, and they would love to.
And invest as well, because I think E-Man was saying earlier, because I'm in it was at S&P.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of broke my heart when you was talking there, because I'm in quite deep in that one there. Pause, you know what I mean?
You gotta divert.
Yeah, so invest if you can, K Price, man.
All right then.
Big up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question, man.
Appreciate it.
Akria Mandy, big up Akria. She asked a good question as well, man. She says, can you ask E-Man what he would recommend is the best ISA/trust or way of saving for kids?
You're covering the question, Brent. Oh, sorry.
Currently, I don't think my child's junior ISA is working the best for her for the future.
Yeah, it's a good question. So, when it comes to for children, the only thing the government really give you is the junior ISA, right? So the junior ISA, you can open it, put up to £9,000 in it. It's tax free. Back in the day, there was the child trust fund, where the government give you, I think it was £100 or £500. They'll give you a set 250, whatever it is, a certain amount to start investing for your child and then build from there. They stopped that. So now we've got the junior ISA. The negative with the junior ISA is that once your child turns 18, it becomes an adult ISA for them.
Yeah.
So you lose control. So what a lot of my clients do is that we've got a £20,000 limit. Yeah, and so most people isn't touching saving £20,000 a year. So what you can do is you can open different ISAs in different tax years, and then you can say this ISA is for this child, for example. So I might open a stocks and shares ISA with Vanguard one tax year. Then I open the next one with Hargreaves Lansdowne. Then I open the next one with Fidelity. Now I know which one is for each child, and you just put it in. You can manage that as long as you want, and then whenever you feel that your child is ready, you can then transfer it to them. And so that's how you can keep control. So I would say that's all we've kind of got. In regards to opening a trust for a child, I think you can do that, but I would say we tend to only do that for clients that have bigger lump sums. So you probably want to 50, 100K, then you could say, okay, yeah, I want to do that, because there's fees, there's costs, there's all of that type of stuff. And so, yeah, I'd say maximize, if you're looking to do £100 a month, £200 a month, then the junior ISA is, or having a stocks and shares ISA yourself, but you're allocating that for the child is probably the best thing to do.
Just to kind of add on to that, if you don't mind, would you also recommend the same sort of structure for yourself? So, i.e., for your child, for example, you'd have like a normal savings account, but also open up a junior ISA and then do the whole stocks and shares thing, basically, for the child as well?
No.
Okay.
So what we have to remember, I said the biggest thing that we're fighting is inflation.
Yes.
So if I'm saving for my child, if I'm putting that in cash, and I know that child is not going to get that till 19 or 18, 19, 20, where
pointless.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because we need it to grow, and we need it to build, and we need it to keep the real value of it. And we can, over the longer term, we can only do that through stocks.
Yeah.
So you want to start off with stocks and shares ISA
completely
straight, junior ISA stocks and shares straight, and then now some will do cash because, and again, you can have a savings account like with a child savings account, because you say, oh, actually I might buy a school uniform and that's fine. But the money that you want to invest for the longer term, that should be in stocks and shares.
Can I also say, because I found it, just from random conversations, if I speak to somebody about junior ISAs, stocks and shares and stuff, they don't know what I'm talking about, But, and sometimes if you don't know what somebody's talking about, it might seem like it's complicated and hard to do, innit? Like, can you just stress how easy it is to open up a junior ISA and invest in stocks and shares, please?
Who taught them Pornhub? don't get me mad on this thing. Don't get me mad.
No,
It's not hard.
Yeah.
In the day of ChatGPT, like it's not hard. When you wanted to go and do nonsense, you know where to find it. No one has to go and teach you and train you. Like those days are gone. Do you understand? The days where there's no access and like you can, if you want to do something, you can easily ask ChatGPT, what are the best saving accounts that I can use in the UK for my, boom, they're going to tell you, there's no excuses no more. Do you understand? So the reality is that it's all of these accounts, they're simple. You just open them and guess what? But for me, I did a video and I said, listen, for me, any child that's in my life, like nieces, nephews, I'm not giving them toys or whatever. I'm investing in their stocks and shares ISA. Yes. Give me the account details. We need to start building. Because I'm Nigerian, we go party, we're spraying, blah, blah, blah. Bruv, the kid ain't seeing that. We know the kid don't see the money. Ain't see the money's gone. Because there's bills every single day. So the parent's going to say, but I pay the bills. The child is benefiting from. No, when the child gets older, they're not gonna clap for that. And this is one thing I always tell people, like, doing my job, I see everything. I see people having kids at the beginning. I see people dying and how they're gonna pass their estate and what they're gonna do. And I promise you, people that die with no inheritance, your kids talk bad about you.
Wow.
Yeah. So all this, I want to take them horse riding. I want to send them on this. when you have no investments for them and you have they're gonna cuss you. They're gonna talk negatively about you. Yeah. So you're better off investing and building wealth and having ownership and leaving something, because they're gonna say, "Wow, mom, dad died and they left nothing." They're gonna be talking crazy about you. Then when it's now time to pay for your funeral, they're gonna say, "Rod, they didn't even leave you no money. You're not even gonna have a headstone." Do you understand? I've seen it.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, it's so important that we understand that all these vanity things that we're doing, you buy Mercs and you're on a council estate. You're how many parties you're buying different gele every and you got it in every single color. When you die, they're gonna sell gele to bury you.
And you know, you're going at a high level, because it's even. If you ain't got saving stuff, you got branded clothes, you're eating Deliveroo, Just Eat every day, you got every TV subscription. When it don't take, because you said it earlier, like the money you spend and waste, it ain't just the money you've wasted, because money makes money, innit?
Exactly.
So now you're not thinking that you're wasting the potential money that money could make.
And people say they ain't got money. I see people, man, I ain't got money. I remember back when I used to go people's house. Obviously now I use Zoom, I don't even go no one's yard no more. But back then I used to go people's yard. Your TV's bigger than mine.
Yeah, always.
Your sliders are Gucci.
Your couch is leather. Me, I'm still doing cloth, you know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to build.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your couch is leather.
Yeah.
You got the stool there for everything.
Yeah.
You can lean the chair back.
Yeah.
Go to your wardrobe. Look at your shoes. Look at your bags. Today you say you haven't got money for a deposit for a house. You spent
in your
it.
wardrobe.
It's there.
Yeah.
The deposit is there. Don't act like when you get your P60, it tells you how much you made in a year. Times that by 5, times that by 10. You realize you got hundreds of thousands of pounds that are passing by, and you're just misusing it. And this is why I always tell people, the biggest thing, you got to love yourself. Like, I love what you do in regards to health, and I try and use the same principles in regards to finance. Like, because if you loved yourself, you be doing stuff that's going to help you in the future. And I always ask people, what are you doing today that your future self is going to thank you for?
Facts, man.
And so for me, I feel like it's so important that we look at, when you look at the money that you're making, the money that's coming in, what are you using it for that the future you is going to say, thank God I did that? Most of the time, what are we doing? We are robbing our future self. Buy now, pay later. You literally get paid. You've got loans, credit cards. You literally get paid, and 30% of your money you already spent.
Insane.
Already spent in the you already spent. And then when I tell you what have you got to show for it? Nothing. Nothing. Yet you're on socials taking pictures. You're talking about, I can't be on the same clothes. I can't wear the same clothes. Are you well?
Yeah, I think that's I think now people are starting to come out of that mindset, because I remember when it was a thing before, but it's like, what do you mean you can't wear the same thing again? Like, you don't have washing machines or dry cleaners. I don't understand. Like, you buy clothes to wear them once.
But for who? Who are these people?
Do you know what I saw the other day as well? Sorry. So a girl, she had like I think it was like a YSL bag, like a classic bag. And she said, someone commented and said, is it every day this bag? And she was like, yes, it is every day this bag. She was like, she said, I've probably worn this bag about 500 times, right? So if I do cost per wear, I've still got 1,000 more times until it's £1 every time I wear it. So yes, it's every day this bag, and I'm going to continue to wear this bag. And she was like, you lot that say, oh, that's not what the wealthy do. I don't care what the wealthy do.
And they do as well, probably.
She was like, I'm not buying a bag to leave it in my wardrobe for it to collect dust. If I bought the product because I like it, I'm going to wear it. But there is that mindset of like, oh, you can't be seen in the same thing, or like, shut up, man.
You know what? You got to utilize that, because it's engagement. Because our content needs interaction, innit? So on one of my pages, someone mentioned that I've worn my Arsenal shirt like twice, but little did they know that we film loads in one day. You know what I did? For the next 3 weeks, you're seeing that shirt, because I want that comment, I want that engagement. Like, do you get what I mean? And then on top of that, another layer, people who, like, if negative comments affect you, just look at it this way: that person has taken their time and to go find your content and content something negative on it. They can't be in a happy place. Because have you lot ever gone on someone else's content and commented negativity?
Never.
So you got to almost kind of feel sorry for them in a way, because you can't be in a happy, good place in life. If you're going to seek out my content of where I'm trying to do something to better myself and spread negativity,
But also remember that I feel like one of the things I had to realize, especially when I was coming up, is that actually I get so many good comments, but my mind only wants to focus on
Negative, yeah.
like, so actually, you got to throw it in the bin. Like, if you know what you're doing is good, you know that you're providing value, your people are benefiting from what you're doing, then it's not everyone gonna like what you do, and not everyone's gonna like you. Like, I know sometimes it's that nature. You want everyone to like you. It's okay. Don't like. It's all right. I'm okay.
No, but do you know what I think it is? I get that, but I guess it's I don't get why, like, because obviously there's not everything we see online that we like and we agree with, right? And we just scroll past.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
But like, especially the ones who will camp in your comments, yeah. Like, I witness people arguing with each other, and I'm just like, guys, take a day off.
No, but you know what? The algorithm, it helps.
No, of course it's helping mine.
Yep, literally.
It's helping mine because I'm there with my popcorn as it's going on.
Do you know what I mean?
But I generally think you're unhinged at this point because you're arguing with a computer screen.
It's mad, isn't it? But then at the same time, you have to think, for some people, remember, I have to see it. I'm a creator, innit? So I bring the value, right? Other people, they're consumers. So that's the job of a consumer is to consume and then to have an opinion. That's do you understand? If I put it out there, it's like footballers. Do you know what I mean? We critique them and they're like, but actually, you're the footballer, right? You're the star. That's why you get paid that money. So now those that take it in, they can have those comments. But it's like, I need you to be in here talking. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself.
Yeah, fair.
So whether it's good or it's bad or it's out there, right? I just know that I know what I'm doing. Like, I could literally say that, I can say, oh, I think it's good to invest, and somebody will cuss. I can say, oh, you should save. Somebody will have a problem. Oh, buy a house. Somebody will have a problem. Oh, start a business. Someone have a job. Someone you're never gonna please everyone. So you just got to know what you stand for, and then just keep it moving.
Also, just to add on to that same point about stocks and shares, because I used to say to people, like, again, when people show some sort of resistance to actually doing it, I'm like, if you got kids, please do it for them. The child benefit you're getting, I don't even know how much it is now. Is it like £30 now or something like that?
I didn't even know that you still get that. It's 30 quid now.
I think so, like a week.
Like a week? Jesus.
Something like that,
That
per
couldn't
child.
even afford McDonald's for the week.
But that's the thing, though. Over the month, how much is that?
120.
Imagine you put all of that into stocks and shares, ISA. That's money. Like, let's just say you have the mentality of saying, I'm not going to rely on child benefit for my kids. That money, not touching it, goes straight into that. You don't have to do anything else.
No, you're right.
18 years, compound interest. Come on, man. Your kids will be happy for that, man.
Definitely, but please don't feel guilty if you have to use a child benefit for your child. It's okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because sometimes we say stuff, people would now be panicking like, am I a bad parent? No. It's there for your child. But if you can, trust me, it's a game changer.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a game changer.
And start small as well, because you said something that like strung a chord with me, because I remember, was it your P60?
Yeah.
And I remember I looked on it one year and I was like, bro, I got that much money. And then I looked in my bank account and I said, I got nothing. And I said, I got tired of this, innit? And I read this book called Richest Man in Babylon, innit? My dad gave it to me, and that kind of changed my perspective. Yeah. And it said a line in this book, it said that any money you earn, some of it should be yours to keep forever. And I was like, all the money I've earned, I've never kept none of it. I've just spent it all. Right. And then I started saving 10% of my earnings. Yeah. And then between 100% and 90%, there weren't much difference in what I could buy. But I actually forgot about that 10%.
Facts.
And then like that, when I saw that growing and continuously growing, it was like, like, I didn't even want to spend money in the same way, because this, like, I'm making money, I'll throw money at it. But on other stuff, it's like, this don't even do nothing. Looking in my purse of my savings is way more fulfilling than buying anything I would have bought, because I know if I really want to, I have the ability to buy it anyway. Yeah. And then I kept doing that for 10 months, and then I had a whole month's wages. And I was like, I'm automatically in a better mood. Now I'm at work by choice. It's not by force. Because I could actually leave and I have my bills paid for a month, and I could, as long as I could figure something out in a month, and it just changed my mood and it changed my whole outlook. And now I don't really waste money on nonsense.
Yeah, but you said something very important, and the same thing happened to me. You said your dad, having an older, and this is why it's so important that we get financially educated. So for me, is my uncle Mayowa and my uncle Eddie, and so I was at church. My uncle Mayowa is in the choir. He's got a group called River Songs. He's big in the gospel space. And I remember when I first made money. Remember, I used to get cussed. Man used to get cussed because my parents bought Chris Street Market, if you know, not far from here, Chris Street Market. Man, that's where I used to have like Aribas, like instead of D's, it had B's. The Adidas had B's. Do you know what I mean? I had Ascots. The air bubble was hard. They used to press it.
They crack like glass.
You understand? Man, them used to mock, man. Do you know what I mean? My uncle went to America and he started selling trainers. They were called Oscars. Gave me Oscars basketball trainers. I wore them for 2 years straight. They called me Oscar in school. You understand? These are the traumas that man had. So when I now started making money at Marks and Spencer's, bro, I was buying Moschino. My whole trousers Moschino everywhere. I had an E-chain.
Is that how it affected you?
I had so much. I called it poverty scars. I started just doing. And my uncle saw me and said, man, I need to talk to you. Yeah. Went outside. He spoke to me. He said, bro, you can't be spending money like this. I had a chaps. Listen, the thing was bro, I'm not even like that. No, like, I'm not even like that. I'm really not bad like that. To even be, what was I thinking? Because if somebody said take it off, I would have took it off. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know what I was thinking. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? But you just see it. Like I said, I watched the movies and so I just did this. And then my uncle just like, listen, this is wrong. Speak to your Uncle Eddie. Went to see my Uncle Eddie. He gave me Richest Man. He gave me Rich Dad Poor Dad first. Yep. Read that. Then he gave me Richest Man in Babylon. I read them 2 books, and now I'm a financial advisor. Yeah. Do you understand? It changed my whole... I went from... I could have been... And that's why I never judge anyone who's in a situation where they're poor with their money and so forth. Because I understand that I've been there. Yeah, but again, you've got to get it to stop it repeating again. Yeah. Because we live in comfort zones. Like, we live doing things that we think are safe. Yeah. Because everybody does it, so it's okay for us to do it. And I always ask people, do you want the same life or a better life than your mum or your grandparents or your parents? And most people say they want a better life. Yeah. But if you look at your life, you are doing what your grandparents or parents done because that's what's comfortable. Yep. And I need to understand that we are now in a time where they were buying houses for 30, 40, 50, 100K. Yep. We are now having deposits for 30, 40, 50, 100K. Yeah. My dad was on about 35 grand and he could, me, my mum and my 2 sisters, 5 of us, on 35 grand. Now today, the average salary is around 40K and we need 2 incomes in a household and they're still going food bank with 2 incomes in a household. You can't get the results you need doing what was done in the past. It's a totally different time. 100%. So if you want a better life and you want difference, you need to do something different.
Yeah. It's crazy you mentioned that because I had a similar experience with an uncle at church as well. Big up Uncle Babatunde. He said to the whole Sunday school, you guys need to learn about ELISA. I'm going to open it and I'm going to give each one of you £20 to start. I wish I listened back then. I didn't listen back then. Imagine. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, after a while, I got back. I got on the thingy, right? But still, you know what I'm saying? Like that mentality from back then, teaching us these things, man. It can do a lot, man.
Good morning, Moses and Stacey. How are y'all?
Good morning. How's it going, everyone?
Blessed to have you.
Good morning.
What you got for us?
Good morning. Yo, big up. E-man, big you up, man. Every time, man. You're doing amazing things out there, bro. And same as you, TDA gang. Big you lot up as well.
Thank you, man.
Just a quick one. I know you lot probably saw this coming, but crypto. I wanna ask you about crypto. Coming from a traditional finance background.
Yeah.
What is the conversation between you and other financial advisors when crypto comes up? What would you advise at this stage? You know, where crypto is at this stage, what would you advise if you were given financial advice? Let's say somebody had 10 grand. They already saved their 10 grand emergency fund. Yeah. They've put 5 grand in stocks. Maybe they've got another 5K. And they turned to you and they said, hey, crypto, what would you advise?
This is a good question. I think for me, number one, obviously, with crypto, we have to be careful. Some people, you're struggling to change the password on your phone. You're struggling with PowerPoint. Yeah. Crypto's not for you. Yeah. You got to do the education piece. It's got to make sense. But I think the reality is that most of us, including myself as financial advisors, because of what we learned in the books and the way we were taught, we were very anti-crypto. And I think Bitcoin has proven us all wrong. Bitcoin has been the best performing asset over the last 20 years. No asset can touch it at all, even close. Yeah? And so even us as financial advisors have had to, and us in the financial world, the traditional financial world, have had to say, listen, we need to start getting exposure to this. We need to start actually investing in this. So we're going to see a lot more crypto funds. We're going to see a lot more investment in the crypto space. What crypto can do, the power of it is amazing. It's phenomenal. But I still feel like we're still in the test phase for most of them. What we need is it to be more adapted into life. So what we're seeing with Bitcoin and what we're going to continue to see with Bitcoin is more and more places. Like I know we're going to talk about moving. I'm already halfway into Dubai, and over there they're already talking about having a crypto city, a Bitcoin city, where only Bitcoin, and if you can only pay in Bitcoin. That's the level that they're trying to get to. And so when we start to have places where only crypto is going to be accepted, it becomes every day. When you can use your Apple Pay and pay with crypto, all of a sudden now we're going to be like, okay, cool. This is an actual means. It actually makes sense. But a lot of these coins are fake. A lot of them are there just to steal your money. So please don't get bought into. Too much times we buy into I understand it, so I'll invest in it. They know you're going to do that. If just because it makes sense doesn't mean it's feasible. You actually have to look at how is it actually being implemented. Who's actually onboarded it? What companies are actually using them? Where are they going to be used on a day-to-day basis before you jump into them? But definitely things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, those types of ones. Those are definitely ones that people can consider, and I'm sure there are more coming on the way.
Thank you very much, brother.
No problem.
Good morning, Stacey. What were you saying?
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody?
Okay.
Good.
I just wanted to chime in. I know that a lot of this is going to be different than the language I'm used to speaking because obviously I'm American.
I didn't know.
But you said something. What'd you say?
I didn't know. Sorry.
LOL. But I think one thing that I noticed when you guys were talking, and I kind of mentioned it in the chat, as a younger girly, because I'm 26, and obviously these are things that I have to start thinking about at my age, investing and being smart about how I'm spending and saving my money. I think that what makes this conversation hard for people my age, and everyone will have their respective opinion, and I'm curious to know like what you guys think in response, is that I think the way the conversation is being gone about, a lot of times, falls on deaf ears, but not for the right reasons. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I think that there's a code switch that needs to happen when we're trying to encourage the younger people to do better with how they're investing their money. And I think sometimes, not that we don't understand it, but I think it needs to be made a little bit more palatable for what we're used to. So thinking like I understand, the traditional ways of investing, saving for retirement, all those things, but I just recently started a business and I'm actually on track to do 6 figures in my first year.
Come on.
And what I learned that was so mind blowing in this experience was that my mind has shifted in what it takes to start a business, but also invest money because of how I accidentally fell into this business that I started. And I think it really has to do with the idea of starting small, because my generation always thinks big, 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 immediate, 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 when in fact, there are very small things that you can do that can convert, investment opportunities or convert money in a way that our big minds sometimes can't see. So when I say code switch, like I don't want to say versus saying invest in crypto or all these things, but like, this is what I would say to myself even 6 months ago. Like, my business is something that sprung out of me finding an inconvenience and finding a way to monetize a solution for said inconvenience. My generation happens to be very smart when it comes to revolutionizing things and like, advancing, whether it's technology, advancing, whether it is ideas. I think that encouraging us to just lean into those things and monetize them and continue to recycle that money into more and more and more investments would just be a lot more palatable. And someone has said something about, I think it was Gino, she was talking about the whole YSL idea. It's such a turnoff when and maybe it's a Black thing, I don't know. When we say y'all are so busy trying to keep up with the Joneses, like, obviously you deserve to have nice things. So I think that sometimes young people's ears turn off when it almost comes as like a chastise. Like, y'all are too busy doing XYZ when you could have spent the money doing XYZ, or y'all are so busy spending on Klarna when you should be saving the money to do X. Klarna actually did a great thing for me in terms of getting inventory that made me my first $20,000. Like, it's the way that you go about the conversation. So I'm my question now is like, do you consider that when you are encouraging younger people, and by younger I mean maybe 30 and under, and what is that code switch like? And do you convert a lot of their attention, or what are some of those points that makes them convert, or makes that point, these things, more encouraging or more understandable for them?
Yeah, I think we said this already, but I think when you talk about inconvenience, that's the exact same thing when I say value. So when I say adding value, that's the same thing. Finding someone's problem and then adding value to that problem, that's the business, right? When we talk about using Kalana, for example, we talk about other people's money. So we talk about leveraging and having a good credit score so you can leverage. So when we talk to young people, say the reason you need to protect your credit score is your financial CV in order to leverage. I think that what you said is great, but also remember that 95% of people are not using Kalana to buy inventory. So sometimes when we talk from our point of view, but when I talk for the majority because I'm trying to talk to them, the masses. So it's one of those things where it's, yes, you can use a 0% credit card to start your inventory, to buy your stock for your business. But the reality is people are using 0% credit card to live their best life. Yeah. And so we're not talking about chastising them, but what we're trying to say is that actually we need to look at, if you want to buy that bag, how are you going to make the money to buy that bag as opposed to taking it from your income or having to, even worse, use debt to buy that bag? Do you understand? We want to try and encourage them to say, actually, I can make that money. There's not a limit. Remember what I said in the beginning in regards to like having a scarcity mindset. I think we need to understand that there's abundance. So if I want to go on that holiday, I don't need to pay from my income. I need to look at what can I create that's going to pay for the holiday that I want. What's the business, what's the value that I can add that will pay for the lifestyle that I want, as opposed to trying to live that lifestyle and live everything and pay all our bills and everything from this one income. Your income is stressed. You're tearing that income to shreds every month. So we want to try and look at other streams of income to do that. What you've done is amazing, but I think also being in America, you have a bigger market. And so you have a great opportunity. And this is why I was saying also for us over here in the UK to say that actually don't limit yourself to just the UK. There are markets all across, and the internet allows that accessibility to other markets, because again, sometimes, especially as unfortunately as it may sound, a lot of the time here in the UK, when you want to do a business, even though your business is for everybody, only people that look like you are gonna buy from it, because people that unfortunately when they like to buy from people that look like them. That's just a natural human nature. So again, when you haven't got when only 3 to 4% of the population look like you, your market is much smaller. Do you know what I mean? So again, and when you said in regards to business, is it a network marketing business or is it an actual business?
No, sell products.
Okay, great. And how did you figure out what product to sell or what to do? Because people might be at home that might think, oh, I'd love to do something similar.
So basically, everyone here knows that I'm in a sorority, and part of our official attire for events are brooches.
Okay.
And when I joined the sorority, the quality of brooches were outstanding. Mind you, this was 5 years ago. They were metal, they were stoned with rhinestones and like good quality pins and brooches. Now, for some reason, people are 3D printing nonsense. And this was something that I look to purchase to buy as a gift for the new members who are African, because I understand that a lot of, they're first generation in organizations like this, and people don't really know what to gift them in their family and friends. So when I was going to look for this product, the quality was garbage compared to what I was used to. So I went and found a manufacturer, designed one pin, literally what it cost me to probably, ball out, on a small trip.
Yeah.
I sold it to my chapter, and blew it out in 3 days. And from there, I went and acquired the licensing rights to be able to make all types of products using the sorority's intellectual property. Costed me $4,000 to do, but I made $20,000 in 3 months off that $4,000 fee. So that I had, money that I had saved, to be able to acquire that license, but then also utilizing different things like accessible credit, whether it's Klarna, whether it's, and I think that's what I meant by code switching, because had I thought about that back then, I wouldn't have thought to use things like a Klarna to do something like that. If you tell somebody, what is your Klarna balance? And they tell you it's $2,000. It's like, do you know the types of things that you can do with $2,000? Like, just maybe take a quarter of that one time and test out the waters and see if there's something that you've been interested in or a solution that you might have, and see if you can sell it. $200 is chump change. You can pay, like, Klarna is divided by 4. You'll pay that off very easy, closing your eyes. If it fails, it fails. And that was my mindset going into this business, and it's converted like crazy, and I'm again on track for 6 figures, like, and expanding rapidly. So that's what I mean by code switch. My generation tends not to, again, they're thinking at the big money, the big picture, damn near spending the money before they've even planned the business. But honestly, if I would have thought of it from that perspective, the types of ideas that I could have capitalized on years ago were endless. Like, just starting small, testing a solution to something, that you deal with in everyday life, and using the resources that you have to be able to multiply it. And the multiplication doesn't have to be tomorrow you woke up to 10K. No. Think about how much it takes. If you sold a couple items per day, let's say maybe $200 per day. $200 per day is what? Was it 70K? That's a lot of money. So that is something that I recognized after that experience, even within 3 months. Had I thought about it from that perspective, I probably would have jumped on it faster. But I now see how my generation is sold the big, big, big things. Your 401k, invest in crypto, buying a home. Like, buying a home isn't really something that a lot of us can or will be able to do for years and years and years and years. But a lot of these things that, investing our money and spending it the right way, and, maybe doing small businesses, can make that the gap in those years feel a lot, or become a lot smaller. So that's just my experience.
Come on, Stacey. Well done. Congrats.
Thank you very much for that, Stacey.
Big up, Stacey, man.
Yeah.
Good morning, Gingers. How are you?
Morning.
Good
Morning.
morning.
I'm on the train, so you know the vibes. I just wanted to say thank you so much, Eman and everyone.
Wow.
I just sorry, I'm on the train. I just wanted to highlight Emmanuel's book, The Ultimate Guide to Money for Children, and also the fact that through because he's done this, he was able to, like, I see the illustration by Selman Sonu, who I know is a Black illustrator, and it's just the fact that by him doing things, he's also living his raps and giving opportunities to other people to expand as well. So if you could talk about your book a little bit, please.
You will get to that.
100%.
Definitely.
100%.
Big you up. Thank you so much. That's lovely.
Thanks for mentioning that, Jen, just because actually we're going to get into that. Somebody else in there?
Yeah, lock that off, please, Gingers. You've done enough today.
Now, can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
E-man, can we talk debt management?
Oh, yeah. Please.
Great.
Please. Let's talk about it.
All right, let's get into it.
Thank you very much for
Thank
that,
you.
Moses.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, debt management.
Yeah, I think the big thing when it comes to debt is that you got to face it. I feel like sometimes we get into debt and the first thing you want to do is feel sorry for ourselves, right? Oh, I've got this big debt. Listen, you have enjoyed in most cases. Oh, scroll your phone, go through the holidays that you've been on this thing, go to your wardrobe, feel the material of the clothes that you've bought, look at the car outside, like, know that you spent money and it wasn't in one day. So don't feel like you're going to pay it off in one day. Now, there are different ways that you can attack debt. Most people I find most successful is the snowball method, yeah? Okay. This is where you find the smallest debt that you have, forget the interest rates, the smallest debt that you have, and you pay that one first. And what happens is when you pay that off, you cut that card up or you close that account, you get a buzz. Then you want to go and do that again. Yeah. And so it snowballs, and then you go to the next biggest one, until you've got the biggest one. Yeah. Now, the avalanche method is the one that is the method that you save the most. Is where you tap the card with the highest amount of interest. Okay. But typically, that's normally got the biggest balance. And so you be paying that for a couple of years, and it still feels like your money hasn't gone anywhere. Yeah. So sometimes you can lose motivation. So if you are someone that needs motivation to do it, then try the snowball method. Go for the smallest. Okay. But what you really need to do is list your debt, line it up, look at where do I owe, how much do I owe, what is it due on, what's the interest rates that I'm paying on, and really understand where you're at when it comes to your debt, and then build from there. But it's so important, and then have someone that holds you accountable.
Yeah.
Because again, sometimes we want to do everything on our own, but your biggest problem is the only person that holds you accountable is you. And guess when you don't want to be accountable, you tell yourself to shut up.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But when there's other people involved, now you want to book something. Now, but then they're going to question you. Now you have to say, all right, guys, I know I should.
There's rice at home.
There's rice at home. Do you understand? So it's really important to have accountability when it comes to it. And sometimes you want to feel shame, but actually there's no shame. What I found is I've got a lot of clients that started off in debt, 10, 15, 20K in debt. Yeah. Today they own multiple properties. Yeah? They use the mindset that they used to pay off debt to then build a habit of saving, and then they went from saving to investing to ownership. So don't feel like you can't change your situation. Just know that it's not going to happen in one day. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take consistency. Then on top of that, also you need to increase your income. So you don't want to be paying debt for too long. Yeah. So you need to look at what can I do to bring in extra income so that extra income can go straight to the debt. Because with debt, when you make overpayments, the overpayments go to the capital. Yeah. So if you make overpayments, they go to the capital. It means you pay off the debt quicker. The longer you have debt, the more you pay for it. Yeah. The quicker you pay it off, the less amount you pay for it. All right? So always feel as interest is a charge. It's a fee. So the longer you have the debt, the more fees you pay. Yeah. That's how you have to see it. So the quicker you pay it off, the better.
Would you recommend people also trying to live their life in a particular way? Yeah, obviously cutting back on certain things, but still enjoying to some degree. Because otherwise, if it's too much of a tightening your belt exercise, can the momentum kind of just dissipate? Or
it depends on how long. So let's say I know, okay, cool. If I go hard for the next 12 months, I'm debt free. No holiday, not just go. If it's 2-3 years, we're doing small. Give yourself milestones. Once I pay off X amount, okay, I can go and do X, Y, Z. But in moderation, don't go pay 2K off and then spend 2K on a holiday straight away. It doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean? So in moderation. But if it's, for me, I just know that, like my clients, for example, I meet someone, they say they want to buy a house. I'm like, let's try and do this in the next 18 months. Like, there's a house that you can afford in the next 18 months. It might not be in London. It might not be in the area that you grew up in, but there's a house somewhere that you can buy in the next 18 months. Let's do that. Because the thing is, when it goes past 18 months, 2 years, the house price has gone up. So the house that we are saving for, now you need more. It's not realistic. So I think sometimes when we just got to go ham and just know that we're focused. Everything is focused on that. And one of the biggest things I find is that people don't have their own goals. We have goals that we've seen on social media. So you go on social media, someone's bought a car, now you want a car. Go on social media, now that friend that you thought you were smarter than at school, they've just got a house. Now you want a house. Do you understand? You're always chasing somebody else's dreams. But actually, you got to work out, what do I want out of life? And so once you work that out, then you're like, actually, it doesn't matter what other people have. Like jealousy and envy is natural. It's a natural, you can't help it. Someone even me, I see some of my fellow content creators, I'm like, why did that brand work with them? Then I have to slap myself. It's okay. There's other brands. Do you know what I mean? But it's natural, like, what did they do that? Do you understand? Or then it's like, congratulations, but do you know what I mean? But the reality is that there's enough out there. But you got to know what you're doing for you. You understand? So that when if I know that I want to buy a house, if my friend buys a new car, I don't have to feel nothing, because I know that I'm not trying to buy a car. I'm trying to get a house. Do you understand? So make sure you have to have a goal. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So have a goal for yourself and stop wishing. You are too old, too grown. Tooth fairy don't exist. There's no Santa Claus. You're too old for wishing. We're at a stage in life now where we plan, we make plans, we put them in place, and we get them done.
Yes. Amazing.
And even if, I suppose, if you ain't necessarily got a plan or a goal at the moment, whenever you do get one, you're going to need some money in it. So until then, manage your money way better and have something there. So when you do get that, because I remember a lady said, I can't remember what it was. She said she went to America, she started doing something, and then she was like, I love this, I want to do this, but she didn't even know it existed at her age growing up, innit? So you might discover your goal or your plan at a later date, but it's going to need money. So money is necessary, so save money.
whether you have a plan or not, we should all have an emergency fund. Whether you got goals on it, we should have an emergency fund. So you know that one already. We should all be putting some money into for our retirement, putting money away there, and we should be looking at our stocks and shares, ISA. These are standards. Yeah. These are the very basic. Without knowing what I want to do in my life, if I want to stay in the country, if I want to leave it, those 3 things we should all be aspiring to, no matter what we want to do in life.
I believe there was a question there that
Can we go to some questions? I mean, we're just gathering them. First one.
All right, so this is from Izzy. He says, I can probably guess, but can we get Emmanuel's thoughts on the practice of people sending money back home up the family tree as opposed to using it for the future generations?
Yeah, it's simple. When you're on an airplane, what they tell you, you got to put your mask on first before you put someone else's on, right? Some of us are keeping us all in poverty. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
We're all just staying stuck in this place of poverty because the little that we have that we're supposed to invest in to get us out, we're now sharing it outside and we're all staying there. Listen, for me, what my thing is that I have an account. I'm Nigerian. We know the responsibilities. Like, there's no you're not gonna get away from back home. There's responsibilities. Like, so you know what you're gonna do. But I have an account. I put money in there. When they call, I know they're gonna call. I know they're gonna WhatsApp me. I know what's gonna happen. Yeah. Whatever's in there is what I can use.
Yeah.
If it's not there, I can't come and die.
Yeah.
And guess what? You will say no. They will act like their life depends on it. How come next month they can still call you? They didn't die.
True.
They didn't die. And still they found money for credit to call you again the next. Do you understand? They're still living. So sometimes we have to understand that actually, if you're someone that naturally wants to give and help and support, that's fine. Have an amount that you balance for that, but not to give for your own detriment, like to the point where you are now stuck in the struggle. And also sometimes you've got to change your situation to make other people believe it's possible.
Yeah,
that's one of the biggest things I realized. Like before, I was preaching. Remember, I'm 22. Most of my man they're not on what I'm on. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I realized I just got to do it.
Yeah.
You see, once I bust, all my man was like, listen, what's my thing?
Yeah.
All my man are on point.
Come on.
All of them are on point. Married, kids, good jobs, businesses. Sometimes you just need one man to just you feel like I don't want to. You got to just lead the way and show people what's possible, and then everybody else will do their thing.
Change the narrative.
Yeah.
All right. Next question.
Do you think Black Brits have been sucked into consumerism?
Everybody starts into consumerism. Britain more than others. And the reason Britain more than others is that, like I said, we don't make anything. Our clothes, our food, everything is imported. Do you see what I'm saying? So our system, what's our biggest export? Financial services. In the country, the biggest thing that makes the country the most money is financial services. Yeah, and then what happened? They did Brexit, and now bare of them moved to France.
Yeah.
Because they have to stay in the EU. But that's our biggest thing, is financial service. That's why we got the district, we got Canary Wharf, we got Bank, the city. That's where the majority of the money in the country is made, in these spaces.
Okay.
Yeah? This is why we always do the announcement, interest rates are going up and down, the Bank of England. This is what we do.
Yeah.
This is what we're known for. We make coins for other countries. This is us. Money and finance is our thing. Do you understand? And so what we have to understand is that consumerism is the desire. Remember what I said at the beginning, you got to love yourself. Consumerism is the opposite. Consumerism tells you that your value comes from the things that you can buy. Yeah, and the reason they teach us that is that I need you to stay just over broke.
JLB.
Do you understand? Yeah. I need you not to be broke because then you won't need benefits. I need you to be just over broke so that you can go to work. I can take my taxes from you. You can pay out your money each month. Because remember, a lot of us, by the time we get paid throughout the month, we're just giving the money back to the people. We're giving the people that paid us, we're just giving the money back to them in different ways. Do you understand? And so for us, it's about actually how do we come out of that? So consumerism is what's keeping you just over broke. And so you've got to have a mindset and say, actually, you know what? I know my value. I know my worth. My value, I'm not more valuable because this thing says LV. Like, it doesn't make me, my worth hasn't gone up because of that. I'm already valuable. Yeah. And once you get to that stage, you're going to make different decisions with your money.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
Next question.
Next question is from Ed. He says, how should the risk-averse approach investing who want to outpace inflation?
I love that. When you are risk-averse, you have to educate yourself. Yeah? Because like I said, if you're risk adverse, you're scared of loss, yeah? You're scared of your money going down. But like I just explained to you, because of inflation, you're guaranteed for your money to go down if you leave it in cash. So the thing that you are risk averse over is you're actually making happen to yourself. So what education is key.
Yeah.
And now you can take calculated risks. So S&P 500, for example, as much as it's Trump and whatever right now, it's a calculated risk because we're talking about, you imagine trying to buy shares in Amazon, Facebook, all of these, like Meta, like trying to buy, it's crazy. The share prices are mad.
Yeah.
But you can get exposure to these companies through the S&P 500. That's why it's just a standard. Like, it just makes too much sense to do, but just not right now. But even if you do it now, the money will go down. They will make him change his mind.
Yep.
The thing will turn back around. It just will turn back. So now, guess what? People are making money.
Yeah.
People are making money because if you're in the city right now, you've seen that drop. You're buying these companies up right now because you know the second that someone's in Trump's ear telling him you can't do that, change the tariffs come out, everyone's happy. Share price goes back up. People have made money. That's how money works. Do you understand? One of the reasons why people don't invest as much in the UK is because we are so compliant. There's no ups and downs. There's no volatility. You see, for a market to make money, we need ups and downs. Yeah. Because let me give you a simple example. Let's say the market is at £100. Yeah, and I can buy a share for £100, and then the share price goes down to £50, and then goes back up to £100. All those units that I bought at £50, I've now doubled my money. But the market itself has not grown.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's how investing works. Yeah. You need ups and downs. You need volatility. You need it to go up and down. And then over the longer term, like, you're not gonna know. This is why we talk about my boy Deb's Stock Pickers Academy. His thing is about time in the market. Timing what. See, my thing, it's about time in the market. Yes. The more time you're in it, over time, we don't know the best days. There are certain days that if you invested, you make the majority of the money. We don't know exactly when they are. And maybe people like Debs, he worked for Goldman Sachs, so he's in the know. Like, but there's a very few that are in that know. So actually, what we can do is just invest over the longer term, and that's accessible to everybody without having to look at spreadsheet, without having to know when to buy, when to sell. We just put our money in regularly into certain funds, and we know that we're going to get the exposure and build over time. Yeah. That's where we need to be. And so your biggest risk is you not investing rather than you investing.
It's the long game.
Yeah.
And that wasn't an implication that he was insider trading, by the way. Even though I kept this up, it's not going to be like that. All right, next question.
So next question is from Ed. For the renters, how they plan financially for major life changes, like buying a home or starting a family, without locking up all their funds. How should they, I guess?
Yeah, it's a good question. I find with the renters, it depends. We get different types of renters. So obviously, I tell most of them, if you can be at your parents' yard, if there's a space there, and it's not going to mess up your mental health, try and utilize that. It's the easiest way to get on the property ladder. If that's your dream and goal. And this is what I tell people: everything is a sacrifice. Everything is a sacrifice. So if you tell me your dream and goal is to buy a property, and there's a free room in your parents' yard where you can give them a change and then save the rest of your income, then I'm telling you that's what you need to do for the goal that you told me. Now, if you tell me that's not your goal, then that's fine. You do it. Now, if you are going to rent, then again, you want to keep more of your money in your pocket because all you're doing is paying somebody else's mortgage.
Which probably costs less than your rent also.
Exactly. So the point is there, you probably want to share. You want to reduce those costs. One of the biggest things I see, how are you renting a 2-bedroom flat on your own? Talk about, I want my own space.
Yes, retarded.
And then you say you want to buy. Now all your money is going into paying somebody else's rent, somebody else's mortgage. You are paying mortgage for somebody else's house. Like, they're smiling. Like, they don't have to worry about it. And so for me, it's the goal has to match your actions. So if you say I'm really, and again, some people are like, I don't like other people's living standards. I get it. Then try and downsize and small as much as you can. But the reality is that there must be sacrifice. Yeah, because the deposits that are needed these days, the incomes are not typically enough.
It's not growing at the same rate.
It's not growing at the same rate. So typically what I'm finding, now, a lot of people don't know this, but the biggest lender in the country is Bank of Mum and Dad. Yeah?
Not for us typically, but in general.
But in general. So what that means is when most people are buying, grandma, granddad, or parents are giving them a good portion of the money that they've got to buy. Now, unfortunately, like you mentioned, for us, for a lot of us, we are giving to our parents, not the other way around. And so it's difficult even more. It's even harder for us to get on. But the reality is that when you see other people buying, they're not buying alone. They're getting additional support. So if you can't get that, try and partner up. Like I said, even if you're better off having 50% of something than 100% of nothing. Yeah? And again, property is going up and up all the time. So right now is a great time because properties stay stagnant. They're probably going to stay stagnant for another year or so. They're losing, they've gone down. They've gone down in value. Not much, but they've gone down. And this is surprising, even in London. And what we're seeing also is that because we're finally getting to that kind of place where properties have been kind of overpriced for a while.
Yeah, it's gonna
so there's kind of like a rebalance. Yeah, just like,
that's the word. Yeah.
And then we're seeing that. I know mortgage lenders always say they don't do this, but we know mortgage lenders are telling conveyancers, like surveyors, to reduce the price. Listen, market. Do you understand? So when you get your valuation now, they're not valuing the properties at the same value they were valuing them before, because everything is risk, right? So they want to reduce their risk. So what that goes to say is that now is the time to buy. Now is a great time to buy. We haven't got the competition that we had before. What we're going to see over the next year or two is interest rates are going to come down. As interest rates come down, that becomes very popular to foreign investors. Remember, people in Russia, China, those types of economies, they see UK property like a bank account. They don't see it as a house to live. They see it as an investment that typically returns between 5 to 10% a year. That's why they don't live in it. They just buy it and they see it as an investment. And then also, because UK property, the UK property market is so strong, they know anywhere in the world they can get a loan against that money. Yeah. So now I invest $1 million into a property or into a few properties, into a block of flats, whatever it may be. I can then finance that against that. Remember, when I take it out as finance, it's debt. You don't pay income tax. You don't pay anything. So this is what the wealthy do when it comes to property. So this is why we've seen property be so sky high. But with the rules that have come in recently, a lot of foreign investors have kind of pulled out of the UK market right now, and so that's why it's cooling. So now is a time for us to pull together and jump on it. I'm taking some of my Asian clients, they're buying in threes. See when you go into the bank and there's free incomes. Free people save the deposit. No one's got the bank, even if they don't, even if you say racism. The computer says yes. The computer says yes. It's impossible. Do you know what I mean? The risk is too low. So again, and what they're able to do is buy quicker because they got it. The time that it would take you to buy one, they've bought 3 or 4. Do you know what I mean? And then now by the time they get to the 5th, they're taking money out the first to buy the 5th.
That's what my dad did. He remortgaged. He's done it about 3 times. I can't believe. I'm like, you got to be doing something illegal here. This can't be all above board.
It's above board.
You ain't paid for it, but you can take money out of it.
Think about it.
That didn't make sense to me.
But that's the system.
Well.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
You said something, struggle cool. I remember, I used to live with my dad, innit? And then I got a girl pregnant. And he was like to me, oh, you're a big man now. Yeah. You're going to have to start paying some money here, innit? I'm thinking, right, you want to pay for somewhere I live for free for all this time? Bye. And I left. I stepped my foot out there and I was like, oh, shit.
Yes, it's crazy.
Is this what they want? I had to tuck my tail and go back home.
You have to.
I had to go back home because I couldn't afford it. It's expensive, man.
So this is why, again, like I said, there is money. We are making money. But our decisions mean that we're not seeing our money because we're choosing to a certain lifestyle that we feel like we must live by. But in order to really get ahead, there has to be delayed gratification. And that just, delayed gratification is just a posh word to say sacrifice.
What do you think about council houses, like council flats and stuff like that?
If you got the option to get it used to be much more attractive with the old system. You know, you're getting over like 130k off the yard, then that's great. If now the new schemes are not as great, I hope people that were in council houses still put in their application so they could try and find a way to try and give them some time so they can still, if they can find a way to buy it, they can buy on the old scheme. But council houses, they're there, right? But we're seeing that the councils need them. They need them. They're going to make it as difficult as possible because actually they realize that they sold all their stock and now they're struggling. And really and truly, housing should be something. We're the only people in Europe, we're the only ones that really have this property thing where we all want to own our own house. When you go to other countries, they don't own property, but it's all regulated by, because when you think about a house, that should be something that the government should regulate, right? They should
Yeah, I hear
they
you.
should manage that. Do you know what I mean? Because everybody needs somewhere to live, right? When you're trying to privatize it and make money from it and sell, like, I get it, raise money at the beginning, but now people that you need to help and support, there's no house for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a struggle.
As a British citizen, I think you should be on the list at least, man. Because if it wasn't, I got a council house now, and what some people are paying for rent, I'm thinking, jeez,
Crazy.
never. It's like there's some people paying 4 times what I'm paying.
Yeah.
And cool, yeah, you got a place and all that, but you're burning money, and you've got a right to. It might not be as quick as you want it, but play the long game. You'll save yourself a lot of money in the long run if you just want a place.
No, I agree with that.
But things have changed now. Like, there's a huge shortage. I remember when I used to work for Hackney Council, people who were on the general band, basically waiting 40 years.
You got someone. I think my mate Mackie told me this. You got a right to your mayor.
Yeah, you got to do a lot.
They've got a thing that they should house you within it might not be quick, but there's steps you can take.
But it still doesn't happen.
Oh, is it?
Because you still have to have the properties. You know what I'm saying? So if there's none available, you're just going to be in temporary accommodation. If you get that, and you're just going to be there for a long, long time. You need to basically be vulnerable to some degree, have children, that sort of thing. If not, if you're just a normal adult, you ain't getting a place.
I hear you.
Get a place. Zyme asked a question. He says, do you know much about the power grid payback and solar systems, getting paid for your excess energy, rent, things of that nature?
Yeah, a little bit. I've spoke to people about this. So yeah, there are schemes where they'll pay you. From what my understanding is, that you don't really make that because we're in the UK, right? So the grid is cool. Yeah. There's almost an excess amount of. I don't know if you understand. There's actually an excess amount of, especially electricity. There's an excess amount.
Wow.
But our bills are crazy.
Yeah.
It's actually. I feel like in the future there'll be like there'll be like a court case against these, because actually we're paying extreme, but there's actually too much electricity. There's actually too much. So a lot of the time on these schemes, it's if they need it in emergency, if they need extra, you can get paid to feed the grid. But the grid kind of looks after itself mainly. There are some occasions when there might be shortages when people are using power and so forth. So yeah, definitely if you've got the solar panels and so forth, I would look into those schemes and see if you can make an extra income. But it's not life changing. You're not gonna now it's not gonna be paying your mortgage for your solar panels. Do you know what I mean? But it's a little extra change that you can make.
Let's just jump into Discord for a couple of seconds. Good morning, Femstar. What are you saying?
Yeah, morning all.
Good morning.
How you doing, guys?
It's been a while, man.
This is really, it's really good, really intuitive conversations. But there was 2 things I just wanted to ask quickly. Just, and this is just me picking up from, because obviously we listen to a lot of content, especially from UK content creators and stuff like that. Now, you were just saying people coming from abroad, coming to buy property, and they're seeing it as sort of a place just to plant their money and invest and reap the rewards. But one thing I always hear, especially from a lot of UK YouTubers, podcasters, is, I can't be bothered to buy a house, man. Like, all that buying a house stuff, I'd rather just rent. Like, how do we match what you said with that kind of mentality as well, like where people are saying, it doesn't, like, buying a house, it's just better to rent type of thing? How do we match that? So that's my first question. And the second question is excess money. Yeah, does that make sense to you, Eman?
Yeah.
Like, where you have a lot of not wastage, but you don't know what to invest in. You have loads of people talking to you, loads of people in your ear saying, come and do this, you do that, and you got money that you want to invest, but you just thinking, I can't even be bothered to invest because there's so many things out there. How do you focus on certain things, basically?
All right, so to your first question, I think what we got to understand is, you mentioned YouTubers, like, as stuff like that, but what the people that are buying property, they're investors. They've got an investor mindset, yeah? And so also they're
not to cut you off, the reason why I said YouTubers and content creators is because I've got children that are 10 years old and they listen to, a lot of this content. And if that's being pumped out already, they will pick it up. Maybe when they're 15, 16, they might listen to more adult versions of it, and they will pick up those things. Sorry, that I should have made that clear. Sorry.
No, that's fine. But I always say this: if you had a problem with your car, you go and speak to a mechanic, right? If you have a problem with your plumbing, you get a plumber, yeah. But when it comes to your finances, you will get financial advice from anybody. And so it's really important to understand that just like there are specialists in different areas, there are people who are specialists in money. Yeah. And that's who you should be trying to get advice and heed the opinion of, because they will help you understand from an investor point of view and why people do what they do. So I think loads of people are going to say, and again, I've got clients that own property that still rent. So there's nothing wrong with renting, because they want to live in a place where in an area where there might be, for example, like catchment area, for example, because they want a kid to go to a certain school, and so they'll get something in a set area, and so because of that, they'll rent in that area, but they'll buy properties in other areas. So there's no set say that, oh, because I am in property, I can't rent. There are loads of wealthy people that rent. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that. But what we're talking about here is saying that actually, how can we become investors and have ownership in something? So even if it's not property, when people tell me, oh, I'm not into property, I'm like, cool. What do you own? Nothing. So how can I take you serious? How can I take an opinion from someone who owns nothing on what I should do when it comes to ownership?
Facts.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if someone says, I don't do property, but I do business, no, I can respect it. I don't do property, but I'm into stocks, no problem. I don't do property, but I don't do anything else. What you have to say I can't take you serious. So I think we really got to look at, okay, I don't do property, what else? Okay, what's your ownership? Because the main thing is ownership. Because we can march up and down all day long. Until we have ownership, no one will take us serious. That's why when other communities get angry, the government get nervous. Because they own stuff. They have a say. And so we've got to get to a place where we own stuff. That's why what's happening here, when Brent gave me the talk, I was like, this is what I've been waiting for.
Come on.
Yes. Come on, people.
When we start to own our own media, when people that we look up to, we respect, are in one place, on one channel, now they're gonna have to come to us to do the ads, and we're gonna tax them. They're gonna pay through their noses. Do you understand? That's where we have ownership. Too long I'm on Instagram because it gives me exposure. But now when we have these types of platforms, this is where we need to be. We need to be on these platforms sharing our skills and our expertise, because that money is coming back into our community, and that's when we start to understand ownership. So I hope that helps you understand in regards to. I'm not saying you must buy property or not buy, but you must be owning something. Yeah, that's really, really, really vital. The second question I don't remember. What was the second question?
Femsa?
Yeah, no, it was about investment. So you get people that are investors or that are making money from investments, but there's so much noise out there around it. Obviously, I'm not talking about, like you said, not from non-experts. I'm talking about people that I trust, people that I've seen it work for. But I don't know where to even start. Basically, I'm like, so I just do nothing. I just sit on the funds and just do nothing with it. Basically, I know that's not the answer, of course. I mean, I've got property. Let me not say I'm not doing nothing. I've got 2 properties, but when it comes to stocks and shares and ISAs and like pension pots and stuff like that, it's such a maze for me, and it's like, you don't even know where to look because you've got so many people telling you what to do who have done it their way, basically.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this. I tell everyone this, and it's very, very simple. If you want to get started and you don't know what to do, where to start, money box. From £1. Everybody got £1. Everybody on this stream, they got £1. Some of us even give £5 to somebody homeless. You ain't even got £1 in an ISA for yourself. So you can start from £1 on Moneybox. Moneybox is standard. I'm not saying that I like Moneybox.
Is that
I'm
saying
saying
you've got to deposit like monthly?
Yeah, but you can pay monthly, or you can just do lump sums. But Moneybox is you can do it, rounds up your change. So even you can spend in shot, it can round up your change and invest that. That's not going to change your life, but it's easily going to get you started. Yeah. So Moneybox is a great platform just to get started. Some people prefer. There's Revolut. There's all of those types of ones where they can just do it from your bank account and get started. All right. So that's the standard. Then the next level. Then we've got the next level up, which is like the Vanguards, where Vanguard, they're the best index fund. They took index funds to a new level. Yeah, so they've got loads of different funds out there, but you're only limited to Vanguard funds on their platform. So you got Vanguard. Then we've got the next level. This is where I like to play in regards to, for my clients, is the when they're starting out, is the Fidelity and AJ Bell. These two platforms, they've got thousands of funds on there, but both of them have global fund. They have their own version. So when you buy a global fund, by the platform provider, it's cheaper. So if I get a Fidelity fund, if I get the Fidelity platform and I get the Fidelity fund, it's going to be cheaper because Fidelity don't need to pay themselves. They can discount it because they are the managers and they are the platform providers. When you get a platform and you've got a different provider, it's going to be more costly because they've got to pay more, right? So AJ Bell have the same thing. They both have global or world funds. So on those platforms, you can have your ISA and you can have a SIP for your pension. So from previous workplaces, you can transfer it there. You can transfer pensions for free. Literally call them up, tell them I've got a pension. By law, you think they don't even want your business. They will tell you, okay, no problem. They'll send you the form, put the details, they'll transfer it. Within 2 weeks, it's there. Free. You don't need no advice, no nothing. You can just transfer across. So in today's age, it's very easy. Obviously, if you want to go to the next level, there's Hargreaves Lansdown. You've got to have some knowledge. The thing is, if you don't have no knowledge, Moneybox is there. If you've got some knowledge, Vanguard, Fidelity, AJ Bell. If you want to go more advanced, then you've got Hargreaves Lansdown, and then we've got Trading 212 and those, do you know what I mean, for individuals. But what I'm saying is to get started in this country, it's too simple. And once you get started, and I always tell people, the best thing about investing is that 10% is 10%.
Yeah.
So if I put £100, I get to invest in the same place that someone else has got £100,000. We all got the same 10%.
Yeah.
Now I know that if I put more in, I would have got more for my 10%. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
So the best teacher is experience. Yeah. Don't let people gas you and go out and try. We spend 100. I don't know about you. I've gone out to eat with a man. Them like, right, is this the bill? Is this what we've done? Is this the chaos we have caused? All for food in the toilet tomorrow. Don't act like you haven't got, like, try something. Like, put it out there. Like I said, Moneybox isn't great. It's not the best. But to get started, it's the most simplest, easiest. They've only got 4 funds. There's nothing to confuse you. They ask you questions. They find out your risk. They put you in there. Get started.
It's automated.
It's automated. Once you've got the confidence, then you can up level to the Vanguards or the Fidelities and so forth. Just get started is the most important thing.
You know, and another question within that question, because I had that issue. I didn't know where to start because I'm not well educated in it here. But I heard someone say, I think it might have been Earn Your Leisure. He was like, just buy what you buy. So if you wear Nike, invest in Nike. If you like, because some people have like a £1,500 iPhone, but the stock for Apple ain't £1,500.
Yeah.
So if it's stuff that they've convinced you to spend your money on, there's a load of other people like you who will do that. So now you're not just on the consumer end, you're actually an investor as well within the same kind of things that you spend your own money on.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's important. You will know also, for me, from what I talk about my clients a lot, is the industry. You're in an industry. Wherever you work in an industry, you know that your workplace, they just change the software from one company to another. Go and buy that new company.
Yeah.
Because there's a reason why your company has made this decision. And there are probably other companies making that same decision. Are they listed? Can you own stock in that? There's certain insider things that you're going to know just from doing your day-to-day job. So this is what I say, go to work and learn. Like, don't just go there to make money and come back. Go and learn, because people are making money all around you. And there's opportunities for you to make money all around you. But if you just have I'm just going to do my job and go back home, like, you're not going to see the opportunities that are around you.
Please also, please speak to the people that will then go and do this particular thing, and feel disheartened when stocks go down.
Yeah.
Tell them to stop selling. Basically.
You know what it is that, again, this is the education piece. Like, my thing is all about education.
Yeah.
Like, when do we love to buy clothes? Boxing Day, January sales.
Yep.
Why? Because the thing that is valued is half price, 25. Is it not the same thing?
Same product.
So if I believe in a stock and the stock has gone down, I get to buy that stock even cheaper. Me, I'm going again.
That's it.
Because I believe in it. Otherwise, I shouldn't have been investing in it in the first place. So if I've done my research and it says, look, this is a good company, but they're going through a certain trouble, now it's an opportunity. We just mentioned Trump doing the tariffs. That affects all those American companies. It's an opportunity to invest in these companies. Do you understand? So we see the opportunity when it's time to spend, but we don't see the opportunity when it's time to invest. And so actually, if I've done my research and I believe that these companies are good and they make sense, then now it's time for me to say, look, I'm going to invest in, I'm going to hold for the longer term. The problem is that we go to investing with a saving mindset. You're used to every year you get a certain amount of interest put on top of your account. Yeah. So every year you go to your stock shit, and if there's not a certain amount, you're like, it's not working. Yeah. You're not an investor. Yeah. We're investing. And in fact, remember what I said, in order to invest and make money, we need volatility. Yes. The market requires things to go down. Otherwise, how do we buy them cheap? Yeah. So we want things to go up and down all the time. And so it's really important for you to take advantage of it and see the opportunity rather than see it as a hindrance.
Also, it's the same.
I just need to jump off, Emmanuel. I just asked, Eman, I'm gonna DM you. Have you got spots available right now? Yeah.
Spots available for what?
Clients.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Yeah,
as long as you got money.
Drop you a message.
Yeah. No, there's no.
My friend, his pockets are jingling.
My 3 days are over.
He's heard that before.
I'm gonna DM you. Yeah.
Yeah,
thanks,
no
guys.
problem.
This is really good.
I will. Steve will take your DM afterwards.
Yes.
Nice one.
What's I gonna say? I was gonna say, I know obviously we mentioned the individual stocks and stuff, you wouldn't be advanced as well. But I remember seeing one of your posts that you saying that one of your top people that you look up to is Warren Buffett. Yeah. And he said plenty of times, every opportunity he gets pretty much, you can't beat the S&P, basically. You know what I'm saying? So just to stress to people, if you are definitely a beginner, just like you said, just jump into the sorry, I shouldn't have said S&P. Index funds.
Index funds,
you know what I'm saying?
You can't beat it. But what you just mentioned, Warren Buffett, for example, literally 2 years ago, they were laughing at him. 2 years ago, they were laughing at Warren Buffett, saying that he's old, he's not making money. Look at what Warren Buffett just did.
Billions.
He literally just proved the whole market wrong. Because what we don't understand is the same thing for me with the Bible. Like, we feel like our generation will, bruv, go and you'll find everything you're going through. Somebody's done it. It's in there. It's already happened.
There's a recession in the Bible or something like that.
All of these things have happened. This is why they talk about the crops. You know what I mean? And the harvest and all that. Exactly. All of these things have happened. Yeah. So it's really important for us to understand that what Warren Buffett does, he finds the principles and then he just repeats them. Find your principles and not only repeat them. Teach those principles to your children. Because one of the biggest problems I feel like we're going to have right now is that our parents, especially I find in the Caribbean side of things, where a lot of them have property because they use partner. Yeah. We put money together and now we bought. Yeah. And unfortunately,
used to do that.
Yeah, unfortunately, we moved away from it.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, they've got property, but what I'm seeing is that property is dying. Because the second they pass it to the children are selling.
Yeah.
Wow.
The children are selling. So it's really, really important that you teach. Because what happens is that one generation builds it, the next generation enjoys it, the other that generation gets the little piece, and then the third generation starts from zero. And this is when we talk about generational wealth, is that we have to have generational conversations. Yes. We've got to be preparing them. What do we do in our family? Like, for example, in our family, we don't sell house, we don't sell property. Do you understand? Like, so we've got to start having these principles that pass down. When you think about the Berkeley group, that is literally a wealthy family that owns most of their properties in West End, and somebody just manages them. It's just a wealthy family that from way back, and they just said we don't sell. And now they hire thousands of people to look after their property portfolio and manage it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I'm not saying we got to get to that level, but success leaves clues. Yes. So you can see what other people have done and you can do it in your own way. It doesn't have to be the same value, but it's still value.
Yeah, it's true indeed. We got a question from Izzy again. He says, can we get E-Man's political/economic views and thoughts on this Labour government's impact on financial considerations on people?
I hate doing political stuff, but this Labour is atrocious. But we knew that already. True. Labour are not for making money. But then Labour are meant to be for the people. This Labour, they're not for the people and they're not for making money. Like, this Labour, it's been so embarrassing. Like, so disappointing, because Conservative, they were so bad, but yet they did some good policies. Exactly. In regards to the economy, in regards to finance, they did some good things.
Yes, indeed.
And we were so on, okay, get these guys out, because what they did in regards to the PPI and all that was not PPI.
The COVID.
Yeah, the PPE. That's it. What they did with all that was ridiculous. Yeah. And again, they talk about scam, fraud. the way they just handed out contracts to their brethren was absolutely disgusting.
As conservatives.
Yeah, conservatives, yeah. So we were like, okay, get the Labours in, and they're going to come in, they're for the people.
Yeah.
These lot have done a nonsense. An absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
And now they're on this, the taxes that, wait till this autumn statement.
the budget. Yeah, it's
wait
coming.
till it comes. The way, what you don't understand is that as much as they're saying tax the rich, understand that the rich pay the most tax.
Yes.
So now that the rich are leaving, that just means the middle class and working class are going to pay more tax.
Yep.
Because these people need their money. We've got a black hole here. And so for us, the tax is only going to increase. They're only going to find new ways to take your money. Do you see the TV license thing now? They want to add TV license to council tax. Did you see that?
What?
That's insane.
They've created a proposal. They proposed that because so many people are saying they don't watch TV because we're streaming and we're on these other platforms. They're saying, right, you know what? We need TV license money. Let's just add the TV license to council tax, and we'll get the money from the local authorities.
Are we being a bit too cutthroat with them, considering they haven't been there that long? Because I had the same views as you, and I actually know someone who's a member of Labour, and he was like, bro, we've only just, you know how much stuff you'll allow the Conservatives to do? We've got to address all that back first before we can even...
No, but we know that like I said, we don't make anything here. So any society that we have, it has to be about growth.
Okay.
They're not bringing in any growth.
I hear you.
They're not creating jobs. They're not creating opportunities. They're not giving us a chance. Like we've got more than ever. People are in food banks.
Yeah.
We've got more. I saw something like the other day. Someone was telling there's more food banks than there are McDonald's restaurants.
That's insane.
That don't make sense, does it?
What?
Does anybody know why? Actually, I think I had this conversation. Why? You know, with like food wastage, apparently food wastage in this country is really, really bad.
Yeah,
does anybody know why restaurants and stuff can't give that food out and it just goes into waste?
You worked at Marks and Sparks, don't you?
Yes.
Don't you remember you had to put dye on the food because someone ate something in it?
The Marks and Spencers I worked at, they used to.
I didn't do that back then. No.
We used to give it to the fire brigade. So the fire brigade used to come. We used to, and obviously we discount it. The stickers and so forth. But the reality is, I think what shops are afraid of is that if people know that they can just get it for free, they won't buy it in the first place.
Wait, innit? Yeah, exactly.
Which I hear, but then like you're literally throwing all of it's insane. I heard it was something to do with potentially getting sued or something.
That happened to Marks and Sparks.
Because if people if you leave it for the homeless or whatever and they eat it and they get sick because it's something that they've purchased from you, essentially you could be liable. So I thought maybe it was that, but I just think it's crazy that at the end of the day there's all this food and you're just going to throw it away and there's homeless people and people that are actually generally struggling.
That's part of the trick as well, because I do rubbish clearance, innit? I got rubbish clearance business. So what I do when I used to go before I was I used to just go to the local dump where the bin men go, because if you live in the borough, you could do that to the point where they said, big man, you're throwing away about 50 fridges. We know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But the people who work there, they told me that all the waste gets burned and then used to create energy. So even it still goes to something. Do you get what I mean? Even though they charge you to take it and burn it, charge you for your energy as well. So they're making money off the front and the back end. So it does go to waste, but it don't to a degree.
Can we talk about your business though? Because that is the big thing that I really want to let people know. Boring businesses. Guys, this is our time now. The problem is we always want to do a business with a clothing brand, a restaurant. These are businesses that 90% of them fail.
Facts.
Look, even Gordon Ramsay, as big as he's had restaurants closed. What's the other one? Jamie Oliver. Restaurant. So why are you now with your Caribbean takeaway? Relax, man. It's not gonna work. Do you understand? It's so difficult because I get it. It's lovely to have a restaurant and people come in and you can bring your friends and it's exciting. It's sexy. But the reality is that laundrettes, nurseries. Disposal, these things that we need every day, every single day. These are the businesses that people are making millions, and fair enough, it's not cool. But I'd rather be a boring millionaire than being excited and broke and in mad debt. Do you know how much restaurant owners I know in mad debt?
Man, it's difficult.
Hundreds of thousands of pounds of debt. But on the face of it, everyone's giving them high fives. That you don't understand the costs that go into it. Plus, you live by your chef. The second your chef is upset and they're left, people can taste the standard. They're not coming back. So, trust me.
It just takes one bad meal and.
What you're doing is fantastic, and I think more of us need to understand that. Actually, you know what? What's the boring business? What's the thing that people need every single day that I can provide that value? Because come rain, come shine, come recession, people are going to pay for it. We're always going to need rubbish taken away, especially how picky they are these days. If you don't put your bid in a certain spot, they're not taking it. Do you know what I mean? We all have these issues, so these are the things that we need to be looking at and thinking about. How do we bring value in that way rather than always going for the exciting, I want my new trainer business. Do you know what I mean? Not that it can't work, but it's difficult. It's very difficult.
And it's not up, I suppose the guarantee of it ain't really up to you.
No.
Yeah.
People, as you said, people need rubbish take. I've made more money doing this than anything else over.
Come on.
To be honest. And it's not difficult. I think the license was less than 200 quid in it last 5 years or something.
Wow. Think about it.
It's easy as well. Yeah. And it goes to your point as well, because a lot of the people, sometimes their parents might have passed and they just want to sell the house. Do you know how much money they're throwing away? Well, I went to some guy's house. He paid me about £1,200 to clear a shed. In the shed, he had copper, because his dad worked for BT. He had copper worth about £800. He had antique stuff like crystals and stuff that was about I think about £1,500. I made more money off the stuff they were throwing away because they were eager to sell the house than what they paid me.
And they'll sell it at a loss. And this is why I tell people, as much as generational wealth is great, please do enjoy.
Yeah.
I see a lot of our parents and older, they're suffering. They haven't had a holiday. They haven't had no enjoyment for so long, all in the name of generational wealth. And these kids, they're even going to fight over it. They're going to fight. They're not going to fall out. They're not even going to be talking to each other. So make sure you got your will, so everybody knows it's your fault. You decided. You understand? Like, they know it's you that chose who's going to get what. Like, have your will in place. Have your power of attorney. Do you know how much people have lost wealth due to not having a power of attorney? Wow. Yeah, because you get sick, you have a stroke, and then no one can go to your bank account. Then all of a sudden, no one can put the money in to pay the mortgage. The mortgage doesn't get paid for a certain period of time. They now come and default. Then you got to go apply for probate. You know how long it takes to get the probate. By the time you get the probate, they've already said that your house is up for sale. And you know they're selling it to their mates. Let's be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
They're selling it to their mates for a change. Yeah. I had a family. This one pains me. The parents, 5 care homes in Streatham area. You know how big these houses are? Yeah. 5. They lost 3 of them.
Jeez.
All arguing over who should get what. I'm the oldest. Have a will. Have a power to have these things in place, because we just let all of that wealth just escape, and we don't even have that much of it.
Yeah.
The little we have, we got to protect.
Yeah.
All right, last question. We obviously need to get out of here, but we need to get Emmanuel back another day. But last question. I think this is a very easy one to answer.
This one on the screen, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Adaptation Girl says, is it too late to start in your 50s?
Never too late. What Warren Buffett made 99% of his money after the age of 50.
Come on.
He's a billionaire. 99% of his money after the age of 50.
Wow.
So it's never too late. At the end of the day, understand that. I always tell. He said. It took me 50 years to learn how to become a billionaire. You got to understand that you've got experiences. You've learned something. There's value. What is the value that you can give? And guess what? There are people your age that maybe not where you're at. Yeah, that you can now turn around and give them the value. Yeah. Whether it's tech, whether it's AI, whether it's whatever it is, like there are people that want to buy from you. I think the problem is we think we need thousands of people. Yeah, you don't need loads of people. You have a good service. You can have 50 to 100 regulars. Like we live in a subscription model world now, so you can get that subscription going regularly, and that can give you your income. I always tell people, work out how much do you want to make a month. Once you work that out, then you can just divide it. You just know, okay, I need to make £5,000. I want to get 100 people. 5,000 divided by 100, boom. That's how much you need to be charging per month, per person. Do you know what I mean? Like the maths is there. It's very simple. Like there are billions on the planet. Yeah. You're not limited. Remember, internet, you're not limited. Like some people, I was speaking to someone just yesterday. I was telling her, she's like, I don't know what to do. You know what? But you speak French. She's a foreigner. Like you speak French. That's your skill.
Yep.
Now learn something and go and teach other people. Do you know what I mean? Yep. Sometimes we don't even take into account the fact that we have other languages that now open a whole new market to us. Like we speak more than one language. So these are things that we see as normal, but actually they're value that you can add that can make you money.
Wow. Like Ben said, we do have to wrap up, man. Unfortunately, we definitely need to bring you back, man. I hope everyone had their pens and pads out, man. We've been telling you guys, man. Today was going to be gems galore. But before you go, you have the UK Black Business Show, right?
Yes.
That's coming out this week, right?
Yes, this week.
Please tell the people about that, please.
So the UK Black Business Show, I started my business at the Black Business Show, yeah? So I got a stand there. I know Raphael from young, so we've known each other for years. So he started off the Black Business Show. So he used to do events in tech. And he said, actually, you know what? I want to do events for black businesses, to showcase black businesses. And so his old boss, from that, invested with him into the Black and started a Black Business Show. And so basically it's an opportunity for you can get a stand. So I got a stand. This when I got my first mailing list. That day I think we got like 250 people. I mailed them and then did my first event off the back of it. Sick. So it's a great way to network. So it's all about business and how we can be better at business, us to network, connect. The lady that was talking about sorority, this is our chance. Like when I go to the Black Business Show, fam, I feel like David Beckham, bruv. The way everyone, because I've been there for years, you know what I mean? Everyone knows who you are. You speak. You got great speakers coming out there. We had Stephen Bartley the last 2 years come down. His talk was fantastic. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't really like the guy that much when I saw him. I thought, you really for us? Hey, E is A1. A1.
I got that feel as well.
Yeah, if you hear him speak, A1. Sick. Fantastic, and he's genuine. Like I spoke to him afterwards. He's an actual genuine person.
Darius CEO.
Yeah, Darius CEO. He's actually a genuine, really good person. Just sometimes, I guess when you're in the TV, when you're in certain things, you might not always come across, but trust me, he's A1. And so so you got great speakers, different stages. Also, we've got brands there. So it's grown now. Last year we had McDonald's come down, Tesco come down, Ralph Lauren looking to hire black people in jobs. So they've got stands to then potentially hire people. So it's a whole week. So we got Saturday's the big day at Excel, but during this whole week we've got different events going on. Just go on UK Black Business Week. You can see the different things that happen. There's the power for women, so women in business and so forth. Talking it's fantastic, man. Definitely got to get involved.
Sick, man. Once again, appreciate you. Big up. One of my faves. Yep. She's coming on Wednesday. Wednesday. People, do not miss that episode. Pan-African Academy.
It's my cousin.
Come on. See what I'm saying? Great minds in the family and that.
Good stuff.
She says everyone should check out Emmanuel's books, Something for All Ages. Facts right there.
Thank you.
Saying, again, appreciate you coming down, man. The people have been blessed, man.
No, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure. What you're doing here is fantastic. Obviously, I'm going to get onto Brent because I need to be involved.
Come on.
I'll be having my own show somehow.
I'm
going to be onto him.
You heard it here first. You can't take it back now. I'll clip.
Trust me. I'm on it.
All right. Beautiful. All right, Brent. I think we've got a couple more headlines.
Yes, we do. All right.